Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Tides of Wildemount. This is our Tides of Wildemount campaign based on the world that surrounds Critical Role and the continent of Wildemount. This is episode 6. Happy New Year, everyone. It is 2021. Let's hope for a better year moving forward. We're going to cover a bunch of announcements real quick off the top, and then hopefully get right into the action. It's going to be a good night. First, I want to thank Dungeons & Dragons, as usual, for creating this incredible game that we love and play on a regular basis. I want to thank Syrinscape, one of our main title sponsors. They are a fantasy theme and sound effect player. You can check them out at www.syrinscape.com/RealmSmith. That'll let them know we sent you, and then you can put RealmSmith into the search bar, and all of the cool sound sets that we've created for them will show up during that time. Also want to thank our other title sponsor, Hero Forge. Hero Forge is what we've used to create all of our player character miniatures. So all of the players, except for Noura, whose Cyra is on her way in the mail, is my understanding, are all Hero Forge minis. Hopefully she'll come this week, and then we can have her on the table for a next episode. I want to thank our product sponsors as usual, WizKids. We unboxed some awesome WizKids stuff last behind the screen episode, some papercraft and some of their new product, which was amazing. Dwarven Forge for a lot of the terrain that we use on the table. You can see a lot of the tops of those buildings here tonight that we'll be using. And then Mithril Armory. Two things, first of all. They are sponsoring our Natural 20s. Every time somebody rolls a Natural 20, you will see this awesome animation. That is for their Stoneheart set of dice. They are like jewelry-based dice with like gold and silver and gems in the center. I'm probably not selling it all that great, and Joel and Dave are probably cursing me on the other end here. But you can check it out at stoneheart.ca. That Kickstarter, my understanding, is it's going to launch in February. So keep an eye out for that. But they also have something really super exciting that they are launching very, very soon. The preview page is up. It's a brand new Kickstarter. Check it out.
Introducing Magna Tiles, the easiest terrain and building system for tabletop RPGs. They're made of rigid plastic and have magnets along each of the tile's edges, similar to Magformers, the toy for toddlers. And seeing how the team at Mithril Armory sometimes act like toddlers, we asked ourselves, why can't terrain systems be just as easy as the toys we build for toddlers? Well, as it turns out, they can. And we know this because
we've created them.
Each terrain tile is a 3x3 inch grid, giving you 9 square inches of playing surface. This also makes it one of the most affordable terrain systems on a cost per inch basis. There are 3 tile shapes: 3-inch squares, 3-inch equilateral triangles, and 3-inch by 1.5-inch rectangles for half walls. These 3 shapes are arranged in 3 different tile types: terrain and floors, walls and half walls, and roofs. You can get the full information for each tile design and type on our Kickstarter page, including the sets we intend to unlock with your help as we reach our stretch goals. Included in every set is a pack of reusable stickers with multiple window styles, multiple door styles, fireplaces, sewer grates, torches, rugs, and ramparts for turning half walls into ramparts. Magna Tiles are incredibly easy for game masters to use on the fly. They stack and stick compactly together. A stack of 10 tiles makes a 3x3x3 inch cube. Teardown takes almost no time at all. You'll find yourself saving time all over the place when you use Magna Tiles.
All well and good, Mithril, whatever your name is, but why should I trust you?
Good question, disembodied potential backer, high-pitched voice. Mithril Armory was launched amid the pandemic of 2020. We've since launched and successfully funded 5 Kickstarters in the tabletop RPG space and delivered successfully on each one. All of this during 2020, the year that will go down in infamy as possibly the worst one ever lived. We've done so well that Kickstarter gave us a gold star and named us a backer favorite because, and I quote, "We have a proven track record with our backers from past Kickstarter campaigns." Mithril Armory is a growing TTRPG accessories company only because of backers like you. We really do believe Magna Tiles are the easiest way to get terrain going on your table right away. Thank you, and if you love the idea for Magna Tiles, please don't forget to back our Kickstarter at magnatiles.com.
All right, there you have it, folks. Magna Tiles, check it out. There is the preview page, and Joel and Dave, I'll give them a quick opportunity to talk a bit about it when we come back before we jump into the action after the intro. I also want to thank Beetle and Grims. We are giving away a Rime of the Frostmaiden silver box when we hit a certain amount of subs. That is 7,500, I believe. What's that? Followers, not subs. I didn't say subs. I said subs. Followers. When we hit 7,500 followers, we will be doing a giveaway for the silver edition box set. So keep an eye out for that. As has been for all of the season so far, our official charity for this season is the Critical Role Foundation. You can check them out at critroll.com/foundation. You can make a donation there and then just let us know so we know what we're doing to help out the community. Want to tell everybody about a Discord roleplay server. In order to be a part of that, all you need to do is sub at Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3 on Twitch, and then you'll be entered into our Dark Toad Discord roleplay server. You can play as a pirate. There's all kinds of quests and daily actions and all sorts of awesome things that you do there, and that narrative from our Discord actually affects the live stream and vice versa. It's a very interactive, awesome experience, so check that out. All the information will be in the chat posted while we go. I want to thank our Smith Guardians. As usual, they are our quest givers. They are our moderators. They are the awesome backbone of everything that happens for the community here at RealmSmith. And we want to thank them, give a huge thanks to them. We do have merch below our video on the live video on Twitch. You can see our merch store. We have tons of shirts and things from both of our seasons and both of our campaigns, so you can check that out. Behind the screen tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, and Player's Table on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern with Joel Auge as well. And those are just DM and player-centric views of what we do on a regular basis here at RealmSmith. They're a lot of fun. If you enjoy what you see tonight, consider following and sharing and subscribing if you want to enter our Discord server and be a part of this awesome, incredible community that we're building. As well, if you're watching as part of the VOD afterwards, make sure that you subscribe and you hit the little bell icon to let you know when we've uploaded awesome new content to our YouTube page, which is at www.youtube.com/RealmSmith. We're ready to jump right in. Here we go. Episode 6. Hey cast, welcome back, and welcome for the first time to 2021, playing D&D. Hope everyone had a great new year. First off, I promised that I would give Mithril just a quick moment to talk about that awesome new Kickstarter launching soon. If you can give us a couple details, and then we'll jump right in.
I would love to, but it seems my video is frozen, so I'm just going to pretend that that's me talking through my teeth.
I'll try to mouth it as you...
Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, you want me to do it? All right, yeah. So we're launching Magna Tiles sometime middle to end of this month. They're snapped together magnetic tiles. They're 9 square inches versus most train systems are just 4 square inches. They're super fast to put together. They stack really nicely into a small little case. Very affordable, very versatile. Walls and floors can be walls and floors, or floors and walls, or whatever you can imagine them to be. So we think you'll have a lot of fun just building with them and save a lot of time to play instead of building terrain.
Awesome. That's great. And we're super excited to use them on our table when they launch. You said that it's going to launch later this month, the Kickstarter?
Yeah. Okay. And then Stoneheart will be somewhere between the 1st and 14th of February.
1st and 14th of February. Cool. Awesome. Lots of
before,
great stuff happening.
Before Valentine's Day.
Mithril. I see what you did there. Very good. All right. Last we left you lot, you guys were traversing the Underdark in an attempt to escape the throes of the revelry under the hand of the Plain King, who wanted to keep Yanil, the Oracle, to himself. You weren't having any of that when Jana, a advisor close to the Plain King, helped you to escape. Led you through the Underdark all the way to Brokenbank, where she staged an ambush of sorts. Other drow warriors coming out of the shadows and demanding that the Oracle go with them. Combat ensued. Gaziel almost died, while we all sat with our jaws on the floor in anticipation of what was going to happen next. And then miraculously rolled a natural 20 to come out of it back with 1 hit point. Unbelievable. That is the closest we've had to a complete total character death thus far. So congratulations, Christina, on being here still this week. After some time, Jana gave the other drow the order to evacuate and retreat, at which point they escaped through a portal that closed behind them to somewhere that you do not know where that might have been or led. As you climbed out of this hollowed out volcano, you found yourself looking down on the settlement village of Brokenbank. You camped for the evening. It was fairly uneventful. You rested, you leveled up, and then you descended into Brokenbank. And despite me saying that there was Zalezo on every corner, the wanted party decided to kind of stroll through the streets. At which point, you came across a bulletin board, posting board of sorts. And on it were a number of different things, including a schedule for departing ships, and some bounties, including this one wanted poster that was very, very familiar. This poster said that the Seditious 6, which you are now known, you can bring that up, Julian, is wanted by the Clovis Concord. Somebody is feverishly typing. Who is that? It's so...
That was me. I was typing to the group chat.
That was feverish.
We really hear it.
Yeah, we really hear it.
I was going to say, I thought it was the Delicious 6.
Yeah, no, sorry. Seditious 6, if we can bring that back up, Julian, thank you. Wanted by decree of the Clovis Concord, the Seditious 6, for 8 counts of murder against Zalezo guards, for 1 count of murder against a Clovis lieutenant commander. And I can't read that from here, so I'm just going to go a little closer. facing 180 years incarceration and or a fine of 90,000 gold. And
See you guys later.
And the reward on each of your heads for capture is 900 gold. And that is, of course, the counts across all of you. Anyways, as you read this, you heard as a Lezo guard from off basically almost like a couple houses down from where you are say, "Hey, you there." And that is where we ended the session for the evening. Tonight, that is where we leave off. At this point, I would like you guys to roll initiative.
Aw, man.
Yeah, never like.
You don't even get a break here.
Snow.
The very first episode of the show was a vacation episode. We're never going to get another one.
No. Nope.
Nope.
Snow.
7.
Oh, good start. Plunk.
A great start.
13.
Bolt.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, and Bolt is what he's going to do at that initiative step. Bacalhau. 5. Gaziel.
21.
21, excuse me, Gaz.
I know. I keep rolling those 20s. Am I right, guys?
Yep. Cyra.
Woo!
3.
Oh, no. Oh, dear. You guys. All right. We will auto-roll in the D&D Beyond. Oh, I forgot to say D&D Beyond is another of our sponsors. Thank you, D&D Beyond. And we have a giveaway, which I forgot to talk about. Tasha's Cauldron of Everything for your digital D&D Beyond experience. Enter Tasha, Tasha, into the chat only once. Twice you're disqualified, or more than twice you're disqualified. And you will get that at the end, and we will draw it at the end of the session. Sorry, I am using the encounter builder from D&D Beyond. All right.
Jason was too excited to have us roll initiative.
I really was.
He's been waiting 2 weeks.
I really was. I really was. All right. Awesome. To start, what's that?
You got the taste of blood last episode.
I did.
A lot of my blood, too. Yeah.
We're also using the combat tracker from D&D Beyond and the Zalezo guards that I created specifically for this encounter. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. All right. You guys are in the middle of one of the streets out in front of the pawn shop / general store where you saw the posting. At the end of the alley, as that voice, as you hear that voice, you kind of turn to your left, and you see that there are 2 guards who are facing you. Julian, if we could get that view there, that would be awesome. These 2 guards here were just chatting. One of them saw you pass and have now called out to you to ask what exactly is going on. Gaziel, you are up. Bolt, you are on deck.
Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out where I'm standing exactly.
You are right here.
Okay.
Blue hair.
And they said, "Who are you guys?" What was their exact sentence?
Yeah, so they said, "Hey, you there." That's all you heard.
Okay, well, do I have my armor on?
Yes, you all do.
Okay, great.
You won't make that mistake again.
I've never gone first on initiative before. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna I'm gonna ready in action.
Okay.
Like get my hammer out.
Yep. Okay, so if a guard comes within striking distance, you're gonna let her rip.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Bolt, you're up.
Hey, Jason, am I still a Zalezo soldier?
I think you did that the evening before, did you not? I don't think you did it in the morning. I was listening back, and I'm pretty sure you did it the evening before as you were coming down.
Okay.
So I would say no at this point.
Okay. I just couldn't remember.
Yep. Bolt.
Okay. I'm gonna use, first I'm gonna say, run! And I'm gonna cast Bonfire right in front of them.
Okay. You and your bonfire, sir. That is... No one has had as much success and use from bonfires.
It's the Big B's hand of our group.
Yeah. So I want to like
A
activate.
bonfire ignites right in
Distract
front of
with
them.
S'mores.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
Yep, go ahead.
use my movement and turn the corner.
Okay, so which corner would you like to go down here? You're right in front of the building. There's an alley right behind you here. Basically between any of the buildings. Where would you like to go?
Yeah, I'll go the building I'm closest to right now.
Okay.
That,
So you're gonna go through the alley? In between it?
yeah.
Or you want to
like,
go around the shop?
Oh, I see. Yeah, then I'll do that alley that you pointed to.
Okay, so you're gonna turn around like this and you're gonna run right back towards. How far do you want to go?
I'll go my full. Actually, no. I'll just go just around the corner, just so that I'm obscured.
Okay, so
And
you're
then-
basically you come around the corner, so you're obscured from where they went, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to like be able to continually beckon
Yeah.
people.
Okay. Plunk, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to stealthily, if I can,
Okay.
kind DM,
Yeah.
kind of because of my diminutive stature,
Yeah.
behind some, like I can see where they can see me. I'm going to try to obscure myself slightly and cast Disguise Self, and then point in a direction, and basically go, that way.
Okay. All right. So you want to basically go get into cover.
Yeah.
So let's say, okay. So if you're kind of in the middle of the party here,
Yeah.
to get to cover, you'd have to break line of sight. Now there is a bonfire, so I was going to say you have a disadvantage to stealth, but I'll say because the bonfire's there, it'll give you advantage. And they're kind of shocked from the bonfire being lit. So it's a straight stealth roll to try and kind of break from the party.
Okay.
Okay, give me a stealth.
That is a dirty 24 is what it is.
Dirty 20 plus 4, I'm assuming. Yeah, okay. All right, and then where do you want to go with that stealth roll?
So I'm going to try to head to a corner, like another corner street.
Okay. Okay, so there's a corner further this way, closer to the guards. There's the corner on the opposite end of this building, and there's a corner straight kind of back where Bolt went.
Okay, so I'm going to go in the similar corner to where Bolt went and cast a Disguise Self if possible.
Okay, so you're going to go to a similar corner to where Bolt went. Okay, so you're going to go 5, 10, 15, and you see yourself beside Bolt. You can decide whether or not Bolt sees you or not, because you could sneak right past Bolt if you wanted to at this point.
No, I don't mind him seeing me at all. I want him to see me change into the Zalezo Guard.
Okay, so you stop right beside him. You make sure that he notices. You cast Disguise Self. And you are now a small dwarven Zalezo Guard beside him. Okay. I'm going to say that you do have movement left, but any sort of, I would say that you don't have any actions or anything like that left.
Okay.
Where do you want to go at this point? Do you want to stay where you are?
I just want to stand there and I want to look into the alleyway.
Yeah.
Basically like, where did he go?
So you have a 30 movement, but you want them to be able to see you.
Yep.
Okay. So you want to kind of step out here in front of the alley so that you can be seen. Can you give me a perception check real quick?
Yes, sir. That is a 15.
Okay. With the 15, you look to the left at the Zalezo behind the bonfire, and you can see that they're obviously causing a commotion. You look to your right, and you see that there are two other Zalezo at the end of this street who are starting to take notice of what's going on.
Okay.
To your right, okay?
Okay.
These guys are going to start to close in. 5, 10, 15, 20, right there. 5, 10, 15. She's going to stay right there. And it is not a crowded street, but there are obviously patrons coming and going. In fact, maybe even a bit more crowded than it appears to be here. And those two guards are going to loose. No, they don't loose anything. They're gonna come right up on you. Sorry, that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. One comes up on this corner of you guys. This one is going to right here. That's as far as he can go. And then again, you all see the other Zalezo start to run down the hall, the street from the other side, as they're kind of flanking on this side.
Huh.
Right up to where you are. Can you give me a performance? What is the rule with disguise self again? Can we just review that real quick,
Yes,
Joel?
sure. Disguise self. You make yourself, including your clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings on your person, look different until the spell ends, or until you use your action to dismiss it. You can seem 1 foot shorter or taller, and you can appear thin, fat, or between. You can't change your body type, so you have to maintain humanoid form. Otherwise, the extent of the illusion is up to you. The changes wrought by the spell fail to hold up to physical inspection. For example, if you use this spell to add a hat to your outfit, objects pass through the hat.
Right.
And anyone who touches it would feel nothing or would feel your head and hair.
Right. Okay. So, but other than that, scrutiny's pretty obvious. Like it's hard to kind of tell.
Yep.
Okay. So this guard comes up and he stops, kind of kitty cornered to you, Plunk. He looks at you, and then notices Bolt basically at your shoulder, around that, at that corner, as Bolt's kind of looking over the other way, and he says, "Get him!"
Yeah, so I grab Bolt's arm.
Okay, well, on your turn. So he says that, and he can't move any further. The other guard comes and he stops right where you are, Gaziel, and he has a spear out, but he can't do anything at this point, okay? Basically telling you to stop, and he's right beside you here. And the other two close in on either side of you, Cyra, and 5 feet from you, Snow, and command you to halt as a group. And the one that yelled you there says, "Drop your weapons. By order of the Clovis Concord." All right. At this point, it is Snow's turn.
All right. So I've been saving this up for 2 weeks. I'm going to point over their heads.
Yeah.
Wherever I think over their heads would be.
Yeah.
And you go, "What in the 9 hells is that?" And then I'm going to bolt, and I'm going to go full dash past.
You point at something you can't see.
Wait, well, I'm hoping they notice that they don't notice that I'm blind, and they'll turn around in confusion anyway. And then, you know, and the whole thing is just intended to be confusing all around. So that's the, "What in the 9 hells is that?" And then I'll dash past Bolt.
That's great. All right. Okay.
Do they look?
Give me a deception check.
All right, come on. Work for me, dice. Work for me. We got 66. They're D10s here. D20s, I should say. Oh, all right. Deception. Oh, it's -1. Okay, that's a 12.
Okay. All right. As you yell that, they don't turn, but you turn around and you bolt. So you don't necessarily know what effect it had, but no immediate,
I wouldn't know anyway,
obvious
but...
effect. Yeah. Well, you don't get the sense. Which way do you? So you're gonna bolt back where Bolt went?
Yeah, I'm gonna use a full dash and go past Bolt.
Now Plunk's
Bolt
in your
past
way. Mm-hmm. So you meet Plunk. Are you basically gonna plow through Plunk, and Plunk, are you gonna allow him to do this?
I'm going to like pretend like he's coming at me and just go oh, and move out of the way.
Okay.
In an attempt to kind of fake that I don't want to get damaged by this large cat running at me.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Snow, you're able to get all the way to the back of that building. Do you want to keep going?
Yes. So that's at the end of my movement or my dash?
At the end of your dash.
Yeah, well, I'll stay there. I know I could do some fancy cat-like stuff to move.
So you're basically staying at the end of the you're basically staying at the end of the alley.
I don't want to abandon everybody. I'm just kind of setting the tone of course of action.
Got it.
And I'll drop my echo behind me in case any arrows come my way.
Okay.
With my bonus action, that'll be my turn.
Done.
Maybe when I run past a bolt, I'll just be like, "Good idea, let's go."
Okay. All right, and you are standing. Your echo is standing in the hall. Good, got it. Okay, cool. Bacalhau, you're up. Cyra, you're up. You're on deck. Sorry.
Okay. So there's 4 of them around us now.
There is 4. Yes.
Does anyone seem to be in charge or a higher rank than the rest?
Give me an insight check.
Okay.
Mormon guy on the corner.
Oh wow! It's cocked on D&D Beyond. That's interesting. It's 15.
Okay, with the 15, actually, Julian, this is a good chance to bring up a image of Zalezo Guard. They're all different races, mixed, and they're all dressed in fairly flowing paraphernalia, much like a Marquesian would. Some of them are armored in different ways, kind of mismatch armor. Some of them have different weapons than others. So they're an organized force, as you know the Zalezo are, and you've seen them before on the ship that you faced and the ones that you killed. But that is more or less what they look like. As you look around, there is no distinction of rank that you can see. It's just that one has taken the responsibility of speaking up and to you.
Okay. I'm going to address that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I'm afraid you must have the wrong people. I'm just here on my honeymoon, and I'm going to hold Yanil's hand. I'll say, tell your friends that you can't see in the poster, but I'm wearing pants. Tell your friends we're not here for any trouble, and I'm going to cast Fast Friends on him.
Oh, okay. Can you read that real quick?
Yes, it's a very long description. When you need to make sure something gets done and you can't rely on vague promises, blah, 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 you cast this spell, choose one humanoid within range that can see and hear you and can understand you. The creature must succeed on a wisdom saving throw of 14 or become charmed by you for the duration. They'll kind of do whatever you ask unless it harms them. Or if it conflicts with the creature's normal activities and desires, the creature can make another wisdom saving throw to try to end the effect, I guess, on their next turn.
Yep.
When the spell ends, they know they were charmed. So I just want to convince them. Tell your friends you made a mistake. We're just here on a honeymoon.
Okay. And as you cast this spell, you can see that he softens when you're speaking to him. You imagine that it, in fact, has taken effect. But he doesn't have the opportunity yet to say anything. Okay? Cyra, you're up. Gaziel, you're on deck.
So I'm just kind of eyeballing all of the guards, kind of closing in. And I just kind of smile and wave, give a wink, and then cast invisibility.
Okay.
And head towards the nearest alleyway.
Okay.
That's amazing.
All right, you are now invisible. And where do you head? The closest alleyway?
I can't see where my miniature is, so the nearest alleyway.
Yeah, you're the invisible one. So you can go
okay, there I am.
this way past the guard, or guards are right beside you. Invisibility with attacks of opportunity. I think they have disadvantage.
Yeah, because you can't see me, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's disadvantage. So, okay, so which way do you want to go? Do you want to go to your left this way, or do you want to go to the right this way? Your other friends went this way.
I will go that way then.
Okay, so you're going to go 5, 10, how far?
20 feet.
Okay. All right, so at that point, both of them are going to attack. They get disadvantage. You're lucky that one didn't happen. As you disappear, the one guard kind of like freaks out and pulls his scimitar and swings wild and does nick you as you're going by. Do you lose your invisibility when you get hit?
I believe I do because it's concentration.
Well, you have to do a wisdom saving throw, I believe, or constitution saving throw.
Is it wisdom or constitution? Is it? Oh, it is constitution, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's con, right?
Okay.
For concentration?
Yes, it should be. Okay.
You take...
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. I rolled a 16 plus 1.
Yeah, you're
17.
good. Okay. And you take 8 points of damage.
Ah!
Quite a nick.
Yeah. Gaziel, you're up. Bolt, you're on deck.
Okay, so I'm just gonna look at the guards and go, well, you can't catch me now, and then cast Misty Step,
Okay.
and then transport to where Bolt is.
All right. Now, sorry, Gaziel, you did tell me you were readying an action. I forgot. He did come within 5 feet. Did you want to attack him, or do you want to just Misty Step out of there?
No, I'm just gonna Misty Step out of
Okay.
there.
And where do you want to go?
To where Bolt went.
Okay. You're out. And you are now, you can't quite go, so you find yourself in the alley beside the the Echo.
Was that 30 feet?
No, it was within. Do you want to go further?
I want to go like far. Get me
Okay.
far.
Okay, let me get in here real quick.
Can't take another accidental death.
Yeah. Okay, so you're out beside Snow at the back of the alley.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. I will move these buildings as soon as all of you kind of get behind there, because...
We're still pretty much all in the same area, though, right, Jay?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
okay.
you're all within 30, 40 feet.
Cool.
Bolt, you're up.
Okay, so now Plunkrawk is holding onto my arm. Or was that...
Well, he hasn't been able to act yet because it isn't his turn yet. He acts next. So
Okay.
you just heard the guard say that, and you saw Plunk turn towards you slightly.
Okay, so then I'll look down at Plunkrawk disguised, and I'll say, "Oh no, you got me!" And I'll wink.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. Plunk, you're up.
Yeah, so I turn to him and I go, "Oh no, indeed." And I grab his arm and I look at all the other Celezo guards, and I'm gonna point in the opposite direction and try to deceive them that all of the other ones went down the other alleyway.
Okay. All right. Which alleyway are you telling them that they went down?
So, I'm in the image, it looks like I'm with Bolt on the right, the opposite way. So towards yes,
Okay.
down that.
Alleyway down there.
That's correct.
Okay. Give me a deception check with disadvantage because they saw them all go down the alley that you're at the mouth of.
That's okay. I have a +10 on my deception, so
Jeez.
that's how it works.
And it's an 11.
Roll a 20. Roll a 20.
Wow.
So that's a 16 on the first one.
Wow.
Oh, and a 17 on the second one.
Okay. So I rolled a 2, a 2, a 5, and a 7. So I don't know how that just happened, but the dice are clearly in your favor. They all look very confused and start looking in the direction that you're pointed. Like maybe they did go that way. And you currently have Bolt by the arm, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The one that said sees them, and that Bacalhau charmed, turns to his friend on the right and says, "Ring the bell," and then says, "Leave the turtle to me." No one touch him. At which point...
That's not comforting at all.
Yeah. At which point, this guy starts to run down the street to a pole that you see that is in the ground, and it has a rope coming down from it. And he starts to pull it, and you hear ding, ding, ding. And the street, everybody in the streets, like the people around you are obviously starting, the commotion has started, but you start to hear a greater commotion start to build as people start to kind of look out their windows. They know what this bell means. Obviously a distress signal for the Zalezo in the area. Okay. The one near you, Bacalhau, walks up to you and confronts you and says,
yeah,
I don't know how you got tied up in this with this band of misfits, but they are wanted, deeply, deeply wanted.
That's awesome.
Help me and I will help you.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you can see in the poster he's got a necklace. I haven't got one, so that as well. I'll help you. How can I help you?
Tell me.
I'm just a traveler on my honeymoon.
I know. I would hate to destroy your honeymoon. They're very expensive, and Brokenbank isn't the nicest vacation spot. I don't know why you would be here. But that said, keep your head down.
Okay.
And keep to yourself.
The shell.
Okay, Yanil kind of looks around too, and also like dips her head in her shell.
I'm going to walk. I'm gonna walk with her down. Oh, it's not my turn. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's not your turn yet.
Oh, hold on to that thought.
But the other guards start to charge down this path. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, right there. Starting to go in the direction that Plunk said that they went, okay? This guard, knowing that Mini Zalezo has got Bolt by the arm, is going to 5, 10, 15, approach you, Bacalhau, and just outside your shell, you hear a scimitar come out of its sheath, and you hear, lay down your staff.
Are you talking to me?
As him and the other one start to have words about why they should leave you alone. Okay? Snow, you're up. Bacalhau, you're on deck.
Okay. So I kind of like lean back to kind of whisper to Bolt. So are we going or not? I noticed that nobody is following me. To Bolt?
Bolt, that was to you.
To me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was to you because I think you're the closest person.
Yeah, you're the closest person. You're about 15 feet from Snow.
Okay, I'll say to Snow, I think we should recommend ourselves into the care of this particular guard, and I'll do another wink. And
I'm gonna say that you get the idea, Snow, of what Bolt's trying to tell you. The short Zalezo that obviously isn't doing anything to stop you whatsoever.
Right. Yeah. So I've never seen this behavior before.
You've never seen any behavior before.
I would not.
You've never sensed this behavior.
Exactly. So like when it comes to these kind of physical expressions, it is foreign to me.
Yeah.
So I get the timing in this voice, and I like yes. Perhaps I should put manacles on myself for him then, and I will walk up. I'll dissipate my
your echo.
My echo, and I will walk up. And I don't remember if I actually have shackles, but let's see. I don't, but I have rope, and so I will wrap the rope around my wrists in a way that does not block me, but it looks convincing.
Yep.
And I will stand next to Plunk, looking downcast.
Okay, so you're going to move up to Plunk.
Yeah.
Basically beside Bolt, maybe, manacled?
Yeah, very, very Chewbacca.
Okay. Got very Chewbacca.
Hey.
It's good.
Jay, how many guards are there still? Just I know it's not my turn. How many guards are within range or within?
There's one 10 feet in front of you, right beside Bacalhau, who is talking to the other guard that is on the other side of Yanil, right in the center. There's another guard at the corner who is going around, and there's one that has gone down, and you can see him ringing the bell 2 houses down the street. Bacalhau, you're up. Cyra, you're on deck.
Okay, so I'm going to turn. Where's the poster? You said we noticed the poster right before all this happened.
The poster is on a sign right in front of this building, right in front of the shop.
I'm going to grab it off the wall slowly.
Okay, so you're gonna
show it to the.
You're gonna move up.
So very slowly.
Yep.
I just want to show you.
Okay.
And I'm going to pull the poster.
Yep.
And I'll say, this one looks nothing like me. We don't all look the same. And you can see that he has a necklace, and I don't. Okay. I was just in the shop, and this group happened to be there.
Okay, give me a deception check.
We're on. Yep, okay.
And I'm going to give you advantage on that because the other Zalezo soldier is trying to talk him. Actually, no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you the bonus from the Zalezo who is trying to convince. Let's do that instead. So whatever your roll is, plus your modifier, and then I'm going to give you a +1 to that.
Okay, it's going to be a 13 plus a lot. He's probably very convincing.
Plus the 1.
Sorry, so how much is that?
13.
13. Plus the 1. 14?
Yep.
Oh.
He rolled a natural 1.
Shoot.
With that natural 1, he looks at you, he looks at the poster, and he looks at the other guard. He says, "You're right, they don't all look alike." And
I'm wearing pants.
And seems to kind of like not pay attention, seems to ease on his attention towards you.
Yeah, we're going to get out of here. We don't want to be part of any trouble.
Okay, Cyra, you're up. Gaziel, you're on deck.
Okay, can we move?
You can. Now you've moved. You've already moved 5'10". So.
Okay, my movement is 30.
Yeah, so you have 20 feet more.
Yeah, I want to go down the the alley the opposite direction.
Okay, so you're gonna follow that Zalezo around. As you follow, that guard lets you go. 5, 10, but you have to stop in front of the guard that's coming.
No, I want to go. Sorry, towards you and then to
this way?
my left.
Oh,
towards you and to your right.
Okay.
Is there another alley down there?
Yep. Yeah. Okay, so you're basically gonna. So you're here. So you're gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah.
Basically to here.
I'm hoping Yanil is coming with me.
She is.
Okay.
And she's not on the poster, so they're not too concerned about her.
Yeah, no.
And you've now convinced them you're on your honeymoon.
Yeah.
Amazing. Gaziel, you're up. Bolt, you're on deck.
Oh, wasn't I?
Oh, sorry, Cyra, you're up.
Cyra.
Gaziel, you're on deck. Sorry.
So let me get this. So Plunk has taken Bolt and Snow around the other corner parallel to where I am. Is that?
So yes, so you can see now on the map, I've taken it down and the roof just basically denotes the size of the building.
Okay.
They're along this corridor, you're over here.
Yeah.
I'll do the same there for you.
When I see them turning into that alleyway, I'm going to follow along in their direction. And with Mind Link, I'm going to say to Plunk, hey buddy, so you never told me you guys were wanted when I met up with you guys. So what's your plan here?
Oh, well, I mean, we've got a little bit of time. No, it'll be fine. Well, I'm just taking my friends down the way here, and then you meet us behind the building, and everything's going to be great. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, sometimes it's nice to be wanted.
Wow.
6 seconds.
Okay.
Cyra?
I'm following them through it.
Okay, so you want to go back around the building, or do you want to go forward around it?
Oh, can I go either? I can't see like behind it, so I'll.
Plunk is here?
Yeah, I'll go. Yes, I'll follow behind Bolt.
Okay. So basically there. And you're with them now. Okay?
But invisible.
Okay.
What was that, Joel?
But invisible. We do not see her.
You do not see her, but you heard her. Okay. Gaziel, you're up. Bolt, you're on deck.
Okay, so I'm beside Snow, right?
You're at the end of the alley here. You can just see yourself on the
Snow
edge.
was there as well.
And that is Bolt over here with Snow.
Okay. Okay, and so I'm going to go to Bolt and Snow, and I want to whisper in their ears. So if you could get me next to them.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to come up.
Yep.
To Bolt. Yeah. Are you trying to get to them quietly, or?
Yeah, very sneakily, as quietly as I can get to them. And I'm going to say, Snow, Bolt, what are we going to do? We can only distract them for so long.
Suggest we run.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I hope it's bonfire related.
Bolt, you're up.
Right now, are we in view of any other guards?
So there are 2 guards right in front of you guys. You can see on screen here. Those 2 silver folks are guards, which are literally 10 feet in front of you. They had you just watched Bacalhau and Yanil walk away from them. And now they are alone. The street at this point has dispersed. People have kind of like ducked into their homes and into alleyways. And they're kind of watching out their windows to see what's going on. But right now it's basically just you guys and the guards in the street.
Okay.
And your bonfire is still raging.
I will choose to extinguish the bonfire. And I'll lean down to Plunkrawk and say, if you can manage to get us by ourselves, I think I have a way we can all completely disappear from sight.
Okay.
At the same time.
Okay. Bolt, you're up. Oh, that's you. Was that your?
Yep.
You're up.
Yeah, I was just.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay, so are you readying an action then?
At this point, no.
Okay. All right. One sec here. Okay. At this point, you hear commotion coming from the far end of, like, this way. You can see my finger there. Sorry, from the other direction. I'm going to say from this way. You can hear commotion, and as you look down, and at this point only Cyra, who's invisible, and Plunk can see that there is 4 more Zalezo coming up the street, led by someone who is obviously a slightly more regal and in charge, coming down the street as well. And they come into view around a couple corners, basically to meet this guard who has like that. And the one in the front looks like a dwarf who is leading them. And they come to rest in front of the other guard, and they seem to be having a conversation.
Okay. Is it my turn next, Jay?
One sec. Yes, it's your turn next.
I'm going to mind link back with Cyra and say, you should push me and go as quickly as you can. Push me to the ground. Do it. Push me to the ground.
in all fairness, I think did you do the signal that we agreed on first?
Okay. So I can't see you, so I can't signal that. So I'll just I mean, you can hope that I see your signal.
No, it's okay.
But you don't know that I'm there.
What I'll do is I'll look at you, Bolt, up at you, and I'll push you in the chest like,
Okay.
And push me back.
Wait. I'll give him a little shove.
Okay. Can you give me a performance check, Plunk?
Sorry?
A performance check, and Bolt, add your bonus to his your performance bonus.
That's a 21.
Okay.
You may add 3.
24.
So
I want to fake like falling back, like look,
yeah.
This is my Emmy moment.
Yeah. Okay. So you push and he pushes you back, and you want to fall, or do you want to pretend like he pushed you pretty hard?
Like I want to almost like be like gasping, like he hurt me. And
okay.
Like, I'm having breathing.
Okay. All right. So you do that, and you kind of look back to see what the guards do. And the first guard rolled a natural 1. So what I'm gonna say is, as you look back, you catch a bit of a conversation, and the one guard turns to the other one and says, "I can't believe it. They chose Brokenbank for their for their wedding. Can you believe that?" And the other one says, "I know, it's kind of crazy. Nobody gets married here. We just kind of pass through and spend money." And so they're engulfed in a conversation and don't even notice you guys right now.
Okay. So then can I use the rest of my movement, look back, look to the crew, and go, run! And I just...
And you run through.
Yeah.
Okay. And Plunk, the little dwarven Zalezo, runs through. Okay, Snow, you're up. Bacalhau, you're on deck.
All right, so this course of action, we're changing plans. So I stow the ropes that I was using for my wrists. I basically just pluck my hands right out of it and stick them in my bag, and I'm gonna run full dash in a direction that seems like the fastest way out of town.
Okay.
Fastest and safest way out of town, potentially. So.
Okay.
Full dash.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How many legs do you run on when you're running as fast as you can?
I think I'm just running on 2. I have feline agility though. So
That's
when
a good
I
question.
move,
I'm trying to picture it. It's theater.
I mean,
of the mind.
I could do the full, but I mean, then I can't have anything in my hands.
Give me a survival check, Snow.
All right, I am good at surviving.
We'll see.
That's a 7.
Okay. With a 7, out of town is tough. You're right in the middle of it. So you can head in whatever direction that you want.
Okay.
With a 7, though, I'm going to say that your survival instincts kind of kick in, and your pirate cunning also kicks in. And you start to think about places you could potentially go where you have contacts in the area. But for right now, you're kind of having a hard time remembering, meaning the DM's not going to tell you because you rolled a 7.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay. I'll give an indication of the direction that I'm going to the people behind me, because being a tabaxi, I can move super fast using my feline agility. So it doubles my speed until the end of my turn. So instead of moving 60 feet, I move 120.
Woo! So you're basically at this point at 120 feet, you can't really go in a straight line.
Yeah.
You're weaving between buildings and so on. So, are you going your full 120? Or do you want to stay within view of the rest of the party?
I don't want to lose everybody, but I do think we need to get out of here as quick as possible.
I'm going to say that you could probably go about 60 feet and still maintain view.
All right, I'm going to go 60 feet, still using feline agility, but not using my dash, and I'm going to hide with my action. Oh, if it's possible to hide in this area. I'm gonna.
Okay, So you move to
feel for a shadowed, cool place and maybe try to.
Okay, so you're obvious about letting them know where you go, but then you want to try and hide when you get there, right?
Yes, I want them to know the direction I went. And
okay, give me a hide check.
Once I get there, I don't want to be standing in the
check.
open. Gosh. Okay, well, with my disadvantage, it's a 14.
Okay, all right. Bacalhau, you're up. Cyra, you're on deck.
So we're kind of right in the middle of the town, is what you said?
You're like over here. You can see the back of Yanil over here.
Yeah.
You're in the center of the town as a whole. Yes. Somewhat to the north, actually. You know. Actually, give me a survival check, please. I know.
14.
Yeah. With a 14, you know that you not quite center, but you're in a fair bit on the north end of town.
Any idea of like how many?
Sorry, south end of town. Sorry, south end.
Okay. Do I know if there's entrances are there gates to the city? Did we go through a gate to get to the city, or is it walled, or is it just kind of open?
No, it's kind of open. You guys came down off the mountain. I actually created a map of Brokenbank that I will load in the break. But you came down off the mountain through trees and farmland, and then into the town, village. And this shop was kind of in the center of it all, just just north of the farmland.
Okay, I'd like to find perhaps a haberdashery or some sort of light clothing accessory store.
So that is where you were. You were at the merchant/pawn shop. It's kind of the general store.
Okay.
Were pants your gateway drug?
You're right, actually, in front of that shop right now.
Okay, I think we're gonna just pop back in.
Okay, you haven't been in yet, so you're just gonna pop into the store?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
just a break for shopping in the middle of our party fleeing for their lives.
Yep.
And I'd like to look. I want maybe a pork pie or a bowler hat even.
Okay, we'll come back to you. As you
I can't.
You surmise all that. You open the door. You enter. You bring Yanil with you. That's your action in 6 seconds.
Okay.
You're doing a hat trying on montage in the middle of us trying to get out of here.
Cyra, you're up. Gaziel, you're on deck.
I can walk out peacefully.
Okay, so seeing as how everybody else cannot disguise self, I'm wanting to stay, and Bacalhau is clearly on his honeymoon and doing his hat montage scene while we're trying to get out of here.
Yeah, you see him duck into the shop.
In my best interest, I think I would like to follow as closely as I can to wherever Plunk is. I can't ready an action because I am already in a concentration spell, so let's not do that. So I'll just hang tight and be on the lookout for any sort of attack from anybody.
Right, so this is Plunk right here. So you're gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20. You're basically on his heels.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just with Mind Link, I'm like, hey, still here, buddy.
Okay.
Right behind you.
That's great.
Okay. Gaziel, you're up. Both are on deck.
So I'm actually now going to cast my Pass Without a Trace spell so that everyone around me
Okay.
can be disguised. Because,
All right. So as she casts Pass Without a Trace, you see and you feel lighter. The dust around you falls easier. You're not leaving prints, and from now on, with stealth, you add 10 to your stealth rolls from here on in. Okay.
Great. You're welcome, everybody.
As almost you start to feel like you're stepping on top of the sand rather than into the muddy street. All right. You hear yells and points, Snow, just over your corner as you look down the way towards those other guards who start to kind of close in as they rush up to the other two guards who are politely discussing Bacalhau's honeymoon. Plunk, you're up.
Yeah, I look back to see if anyone's noticed me leaving.
Yeah, they absolutely have.
Okay, cool. And I will continue down as clear a path without causing as like any ruckus if possible. Like so effectively a stealth further down and try to duck into a location.
Okay, you saw Snow pass you and then he went out of sight. Are you trying to locate him?
I'm trying to find where he is.
Perception
so that we
check. Snow, what was your height again? 14, was it? Okay.
Sorry, what am I doing? Investigation?
Yeah, perception.
Oh, perception, sorry. Let me do that. That's better, thank you. Yeah, that's a natural 20.
Yeah, with a natural 20, you actually see where he is. And he's like behind like a barrel, and he's kind of like looking up, and you can see his little ears looking around, and he's like kind of, but he can't see, so he's kind of, you know what I mean? But you can see that he thinks he's hidden, but not quite as well as for your keen Kancko eyes. So you go and you meet him. Cyra, you see where Plunk is heading, okay? The other Zalezo join that senior member as he begins to approach that group, okay? Snow, you're up. Bacalhau, you're on deck.
Hey, Jay, I think you skipped me.
Did I? Bolt, I guess you're up. Let's do Bolt first.
Okay.
Sorry, I did. You're right.
I'm going to say to the people around me, I'll say, follow me and then climb the rope. And I'm going to go towards where, how far did Plunk get?
He went another, were you dashing, Plunk?
No, well, wherever Snow is. So whatever it takes, if that's a dash action.
Yeah, so you saw Snow kind of go up and disappear, and you see Plunk heading in his direction. I'd say with the 60 feet, you can actually get to where Snow is. So you see Plunk looking over a barrel at the end of kind of the alleyway across the next street over. So you can go and you can be with them if you like.
Okay, that would use my dash to get to them then?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, once I reach them, I'm gonna say, follow or climb the rope. I think it'll keep us safe. And that's all I can do for now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry, so that was... So Snow, you haven't gone yet, right?
No.
Okay. At this point, Snow, you can sense that your party is approaching. You guys are dashing, so you're running. So you hear running in your direction, but you can tell by the footfalls and so on that it is your comrades and not guards, as you don't hear their heavy plate and the clinking of armor. At this stage, we're going to come out of initiative as you guys have broken away from the guards for the time being. But as you're kind of all nestled in a group, before I get back to Bacalhau on his shopping spree, you guys, I'll give you a moment to kind of discuss and have at it.
Yeah, I'll just clamber up the rope like Bolt told me.
There's no bolt. There's no rope. All Bolt said was prepare to climb a rope.
Oh, okay.
Bolt,
Yeah.
can you explain what's going to happen? I don't see a rope in front of you.
Yes, well, I have it right here, and I'll pull out. It's 50 feet of rope, but I want to just cut it down so that I have a 10-foot length.
Okay.
Just give me a hand here. We can saw through it, and we only need 10 feet for this so far.
So.
And, yeah, because I don't think I really have a sharp weapon to do this with. So.
Okay,
so sharp we can cut this with.
Yeah.
Yeah, but amongst you guys, you find something quickly that you're able to chop the rope with. You're cutting a 10-foot length, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll over my dagger and just go. pass it to him.
Yeah, perfect. And I'll cut myself 10 feet, and I'm going to cast Rope Trick.
Okay.
So the whole rope becomes perpendicular to the ground.
Okay.
And is 10 feet up, and at the top is a extra dimensional space that once you climb to the top, you're completely gone.
Okay.
And you can still see into the other space,
okay,
as if looking through like a boat with a window at the bottom.
Okay.
And it can hold up to 8 people.
Wow.
Okay.
And so I'm going to climb it. Let's go.
I love rope trick.
And then.
Okay, and you're up. How many people can that hold?
8.
8 people. All right. Okay, so you all start to clamber up this rope. I'm going to say that it's fairly easy to climb, and you're all able to, within the next round, get up into this space as you find kind of an alley out of the view of other folk.
Yeah, and then also I'm going to pull the rest of the rope in with me, which the spell says I'm allowed to do.
Yeah, great. Okay. And now you are all kind of, so it's only 10 feet up in the air, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 10 feet up in the air, you're all kind of sitting in this bubble. It's kind of disconcerting because you're basically standing on air. But you can see kind of all around you. As you see kind of people running back and forth, you hear the bell going still. There's commotion, but right now you don't see any Zalezo at the moment. How long does it last?
An hour.
Okay. All right. Bacalhau.
Sweet.
Go ahead. Sorry, Cyra.
Oh, I was just going to say, so you guys, not judging or anything, but you wouldn't happen to be like wanted in any other places, or is this just it?
We didn't know we were wanted here. Like anyone, we have enemies, but this is new.
You didn't know about this?
No. We knew that we had killed members of the Clovis Concord, and of course we had help, though. I mean, the Revelry Pirates, you know how they are. But, apparently they pinned it all on us, so that this is new.
I mean, no judgments here. I'm just wanting to, like, are we going to be facing this in other places?
We
You
might.
know what? Probably. Sorry, Gaziel. Go.
Oh, no, I was just saying, yeah, we're just wanted. So you're either in with us or you leave. Up to you.
No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just, like I said, just wanted to know. Because, listen, I was very impressed by the likeness that they were able to capture you guys. I don't know who the artist was, but,
It's probably Jana.
Oh, you know what?
Description of us.
Freaking Jana. That must have been her.
All right. You all sit in this interdimensional door. Bacalhau. Ding, ding, ding.
Yes.
As you walk through the door to Carl Buck's wares. Immediately when you enter, to the left, there is a small, wiry gnome, heavily pierced, who kind of turns to you and looks out and is looking basically out the window. And he says, what's going on?
Oh, apparently there were misfits up there, but they ran away, and everything's okay now. I just need some clothing, please.
They're
Where are
gone.
they, Moon? Well, I don't know, but the guards are taking care of it. So I'm not worried. You shouldn't be worried.
Well, I'm slightly worried. Were you with them?
Oh no, I was just I happened to be walking past them on the street as they were being pursued.
Deception check.
Ooh, lucky. 19.
19. Ooh, that's curious.
Yeah, well,
But it's safe out there. And as he looks out, he starts to he kind of, he's continuing to look out kind of up the street. He says, my name's Carl Buck. Welcome to Carl Buck's Wares. I'll be with you in just a minute. I just want to make sure everything's okay. Not a lot happens around here. Sometimes I like to keep up on current events. And you can see that there are some other folks who were shopping who are kind of like don't know what to do as they hear the bells going, but just travelers who are passing through in the shop as well.
Okay, so where is he going somewhere? He said just a minute. Where's he going?
No, he's still watching out the window at what's happening and transpiring in the streets with the Zalezo.
Okay.
Very curious.
Can I just pick out a couple of items for myself while he's doing that?
And you start to kind of look around and...
Yeah, I'm looking for something kind of vacation-y. Maybe a floral shirt and a hat.
Yeah, and you can see that this is a thriving pawn shop that doubles as a general store as well. You can see a lot of the stuff in here is used. Some of it is new. And there's a wide variety of things that you can pick up here. Again, Brokenbank being a regular thoroughfare for travelers coming into the Swavein Isles. And it appears that it again, quite a variety of things. And there's multiples of each thing in stock. And the prices seem fairly good from what you can kind of judge initially. And Yanil kind of says, what about the others? And she kind of whispers in your ear, shouldn't we be worried about where they went?
So I'm gonna hold her hand and kind of hint like, why don't you talk to me through our minds?
She's
instead of out loud.
I haven't spoken out loud in some time. And then in your voice you hear, right, sorry. Yeah. What about the others?
We'll have to track them and find them after, but we only have an hour until that guard realizes he's been charmed. So we should probably just get some vacation accessories and be on our way and find them once it's dark.
All right then, I trust you.
Oh, thank you. I trust you as well. Sorry about all this trouble. I'll explain it later.
Okay.
So I just want to grab a hat and a vacation-y shirt, and maybe if she wants something, then
Okay, and
I'm not concerned about the price or haggling. I just want to buy it and get out of there.
Okay, so you find a hat, and it's kind of a floofy hat, almost like almost a painter's sort of beret that comes down, sort of Marquesian purple.
Can I pick a different hat?
Yep. Instead, you find it like a bit of a cap that kind of comes down, and it's got a feather in it. It's a little pointed in front.
Okay, that sounds better. Yeah,
okay.
I'll do that.
Okay. That one says 2 gold on the price tag, and you can see it's a fine kind of made hat.
Okay, what about the shirt? I need a shirt.
Yeah, you find
extra large.
Yeah, you find a variety of shirts, and almost like he has eyes in the back of his head. You hear Carlbook say, "Yes, looking for a shirt, are you? What kind of shirt would you like?"
Something vacation-y.
And you can tell that he's actually watching you in the reflection of the window as he still looks out at the street.
Yeah. What is the name of this town?
Brokenbank.
Yes, right. Do you have something that says Brokenbank on it?
Not really.
No, okay. I'll just grab something floral, something fancy, and a hat, and we'll go.
Okay. You see a fancy shirt. Again, it's about 3 gold. It's got like filigree and stuff. It's really fancy. Inlays. The other shirts are like 5 silver, which are like the usual kind of like flowing poet shirts.
Poet shirts. I'm starting to feel like this town's known for its artists. Is that?
Well, you get the sense that, again, being a initial Marquesian settlement, and a lot of the Swavein Isles were, a lot of it's kind of this Marquesian sort of make. You do find a variety of different shirts. You find some that are a bit more kind of loose, tight fitting.
Everything's going to be tight fitting.
Some are made of cotton. You're going to have a hard time getting it over your shell. So poet shirts probably the only option that you have that's actually...
Yeah, I don't want to drag this out. I need something with buttons that I'm not necessarily going to do up.
Right. Right. And you find one. And you find something for, I'm going to say 5 silver.
Okay, does Yanil want anything? Would you like anything?
I'm all right, thank you.
You're not really wanted by them, so...
No, you hear Carlbook say, they're coming this way! And he kind of gets up, he gets down off the stool and kind of runs under and kind of does a slide under the counter and pops up on the other side, and you're pop as he kind of comes up this little stool on the other side of his sales counter, and you hear the door start to creak open. We're gonna go back to the other folks. You guys are in this interdimensional space, and you see, you're there maybe I'd say 5 minutes or so, and within that 5 minutes, you see a couple Zalezo kind of run past on the street in front of you. But that's all the action basically that you see at this point. I'm assuming you're just going to stay put.
Is there any way we can contact Bacalhau? I'm not sure how he made out. They sort of let him go, didn't they?
Well, yeah. I mean, I can try to. If I can climb back down, I'm still I imagine I'm still invisible because this is an hour.
Yep. And you saw him go into that shop.
He did, for whatever reason, go into a clothing store. I could go after him and just bring him back here, see what his plan is. He might just want to leave. You know.
Right. If you're planning
I can't guarantee he's got his lady. I can't guarantee that he'll come back with us, but I will try.
He won't abandon us. He won't. He's been with us for too long, and no, never, no.
Well,
if I gotta bribe him, I will.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Cyra, it's up to you to bring him back now. Yeah.
Okay, so I will, once I'm lowered down, I will just give the rope a tug, and you'll know you're good to pull it back up.
Yep. I'll keep watch for the tug.
But just make sure that you keep an eye, because I can't, keep an eye on us coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I have to keep the rope exposed.
Well, no. I'll tug on it so that you'll know that I've reached the ground. And that you could pull it back up, but please keep an eye out on our return, because I will have no way of telling you to lower it.
Right. If you return alone, we will have no idea.
Yeah, but if you'll be able to see, hopefully, they won't just Bacalhau just won't peace out on us.
Right.
He might.
I will wait for your tug and then pull up the rope.
Fake honeymoon might turn into real honeymoon.
You are right about that. Yes, he's been waiting for quite a while, sir.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight him on his chance, but I'll do my best.
Okay, just to clarify, rope trick, you can only see through a 3-by-5 foot window centered on the rope. So it only kind of, imagine that there's a 3-by-5 foot window that you can see straight down, but you can't necessarily see ahead. So I'm going to say there's a Zalezo passed under you that you could see, but otherwise you can't kind of see into the distance. Around that area, it looks like space. It looks like stars and just an open expanse of an extra dimension.
Would I still be able to hear what's going on below? Outside of that space?
It says you can see out of it as though a 3-by-5 foot window centered on. I'm going to say yes.
It's like the size of a door.
Yeah.
Essentially. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a short door. Okay.
I'd like to say, Jason, that once I am on the ground, if there's a little pebble or something where I can mark the stone on the ground where I'm at, so that I know that that's the spot to return to.
Sure. Okay. So you come down the rope through the space, still invisible, and you want to. So what do you want to? There's scattered debris, bits of wood, rocks, stones. Is there something you want to do specifically?
Whatever I know can leave a mark on the ground.
Yeah, give me a survival check.
12?
Yeah. It's a muddy street, so you could draw a big X on it if you wanted to with your staff, and that would be enough to kind of, and you imagine that would probably last long enough.
I'm not concerned. I don't think, nobody else can see it. I'll draw a big X. That's fine.
Okay, so you see Cyra draw an X, and then you're off towards the shop again, right?
Yes.
Okay. Bacalhau, You hear the door opening. I'm going to give you a moment. What do you do?
Well, I wanted the shopping experience to be super quick. So as the door is opening,
it's been 5 minutes. It's only been 5 minutes. So far.
Pop the hat on and put the shirt on.
Yeah.
And I want to go and drop the money on the counter. Like that's my next action. So
okay. So you pop the shirt on, you pop the hat on, you kind of turn towards the counter, and the door opens. Yep. In the doorway stands a dwarf in Zalezo garb. Behind him is, you can see kind of basically at least 5 Zalezo stand outside of the building. The others that were there are not there anymore. You don't know where they went. These ones look different except for the one that you have cast and charmed, who is standing just back behind him. And as the door opens, the one says, "See, I told you, they are on their honeymoon, and he's buying her things. If he was an enemy, why would he be shopping in the middle of a retreat?" I'm going to roll.
Again.
Okay. At this point, the dwarf kind of turns to you and kind of tilts his head, and again, he appears to be senior to the rest of the Zalezo. And he kind of looks at you, he says, "You. What brings you to Brokenbank?"
"Oh, we're on our honeymoon. Now, don't let the age difference fool you. We're mainly interested in the progeneration of our species."
Yeah, and as you look, you know, David, that you actually don't look much. She doesn't look older than you do, actually. Okay. You know she's 400 years old, and everyone else knows you kind of look the same, but you imagine that she's a lot older than you are just because she said that she's 400 years old.
But married couple, basically, is what you're already there.
Yeah, exactly. You're all wrinkly because you're a turtle anyway, so it doesn't matter. But he says, so you say you're just on. He says, "Kind of an odd place to go for a honeymoon, is it not?"
I haven't got much. It's hard to earn an honest living these days. So this was really all we could afford.
Okay, give me a deception check with advantage.
Oh, man. This is where it gets butchered. It's an 8.
Oh. With advantage?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
All right. Honeymoon, you say? Never heard of the Seditious 6.
You haven't? Oh, there's a poster outside.
No, I'm asking you. Clearly you have.
Oh, no, I hadn't until I saw the poster. That's the honest truth.
He looks at you and he looks at his guard. And he looks back at you. And he looks back at the guard and he says, "The poster's missing?" And he says, "Yeah, the poster's missing. I don't know where it is." And he's like, "I suggest you don't leave the island. Is that clear? We may call you in for additional questioning."
Yeah, that's for how long?
The next few days, at least. We'll find you.
Oh, no problem. It's actually our first night here. Do you have an inn that we could stay at?
How did you arrive?
By a boat. It's an island.
What was the name of the vessel?
Can't recall. It was a small one.
A small one? Where did it come from?
From another island. See, we're pretty good swimmers, and we were just swimming around a bit before, and we went to one island, and then we went to another, and now we're here. I was born in Pomoflora, but it sunk.
You were in Pomoflora before it sank?
Yes. Yes. But I can't go back there, so we're kind of looking for a new home. Do you recommend Brokenbank?
No.
Oh. Well, we'll just stay here for a little bit then and keep looking.
don't disappear.
I'm not sure that I could.
And he turns to his guard and he says, you better be right about this. And he turns around and they head out the store. Oh, you lucky bud.
Oh, man.
All right. Carl Buck turns to you and says, all right, pay up.
Yeah, I've got the coins in hand, 2 gold and 5 silver. I've took it off my inventory. It's on the counter.
Okay. He kind of takes it, he counts it out, and he says, how long are you going to be here?
Apparently a few days.
All right, well, if you need anything else, I'm here.
Yes.
We get some turtles through here. I really like you folk. You are mild-mannered and nice and very simple indeed. Make sure you come back. Don't forget, Carl Buck swears, is where you get what you need. I just made that up. I'm going to put it on my sign.
Yes, there seems to be a little bit of room left. Is there an inn that you would suggest we stay at?
Oh, but yes, of course. It's the main inn, and really only inn you should stay in Brokenbank. It's called the Lucidian's Rest.
Lucidian's Rest.
Old Lady Astrid takes care of it. She owns it, and she can be a little crotchety sometimes, but she's nice for the most part.
Oh, we all get that way. After we leave this island, when we're allowed, what would be the nearest island that you would suggest we check out next?
Oh, the islands around here are fairly uninhabited. I would head inland. Nicodranus or possibly Port Damali, if you haven't been. Really crazy about Palmaflora, isn't it?
It is. Quite disappointing when your home sinks, yes.
At this point, Cyra, you round the corner and you see the Zalezo exiting the shop that Bacalhau went into, but you don't see any sign of Bacalhau.
Because the disguise is so good.
Because you're inside a building.
You just see a very well-dressed turtle.
Is there a way that as they're exiting, I can use that opportunity to head into the door?
Yeah, well, as soon as the last one leaves, the door kind of shuts, and you can kind of, as it's shutting, you want to kind of, I'll allow it. Yep. Okay. And you kind of come in, and as you come in, you can see that Carl Buck is talking to the two of them, and the store is now empty. The other folks kind of left behind the Zalezo as they came in. Bacalhau, you noticed, and Carl Buck and Bacalhau right now are having a conversation.
Okay. I'll use Mind Link to say to Bacalhau, do not make any reaction to the sound of my voice. We need to get out now. I will guide you in the direction that you need to go, but we need to go now.
I say,
don't make any sort of sudden anything. Smile and nod and pay the man, and let's get the F out of here.
Let's go, dear. Say to and I think in my head, how am I supposed to follow you?
I will tell you how many paces and in what direction and in what street to head down, okay?
I hear a great earthquake sank Palmaflora. Some say it'll never come back. We don't even know what it is. Some say Sahuagin caused it.
Yeah, could be. Have a good day, and I'm gonna exit the store.
Bye!
Bye-bye.
And so I'll proceed to tell Bacalhau, like, how many paces and in what direction, north, south, east, and what street until we reach that mark.
Okay.
So I walk very robotically this way,
and I
this
say,
way.
Yeah.
And I'll say, hey, Bach, if you can just not leave such heavy footprints, that would be awesome.
Well, right now you guys have passed without a trace. So if you are in fact stealthing...
I wouldn't, would I?
No, you wouldn't right now. No, actually none of you would. because you're out of the range at the moment. And how long is that, Christina? Is it an hour?
Yeah, it's an hour long.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Doesn't it just stay with everybody, or is it only a certain area?
It's within an area. I think if you read the spell, I think it has a certain space that you have to stay within.
Yes.
I think it's 30 feet or 60 feet, something like that.
Yeah, it's 30 feet.
All right. So as you exit the store, Cyra, you look down the street and you can see that the Zalezo are still kind of center in that street, looking around, looking at tracks, trying to figure out perhaps where everybody went to. And you see the dwarven captain speak to a couple of them and start sending them off in different directions as they kind of like spread out to start searching.
Okay. As I'm guiding them, I actually want to be standing right behind and kind of kicking away any footprints they're leaving.
Okay, survival check.
And we're going to try to leave light footprints if that's what she's instructed. Try to walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
17.
Lightly.
Okay, give me, add your survival check to her.
My survival check is +7.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I get to add 7.
So 24. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. With the 24, you even managed to not make it look like dust is just kicking up from an invisible body as you kind of cross and through into the alleys. I'm going to say at this point you get back to your X that marks the spot, and that is where we're going to take a break for this evening. Everyone do your thing, take your bio breaks. Again, everyone, we are giving away a D&D Beyond digital download for Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Put down Tasha, Tasha, for your D&D Beyond experience, and you will be entered in the draw to win tonight if you add that into the chat. That is Tasha in the chat. Before we go to break, we'll show that Mithril thing again, Joel, if that's cool.
Yeah, totally.
And then we'll be back very shortly. See you in a bit.
Introducing Magna Tiles, the easiest terrain and building system for tabletop RPGs. They're made of rigid plastic and have magnets along each of the tile's edges, similar to Magformers, the toy for toddlers. And seeing how the team at Mithril Armory sometimes act like toddlers, we asked ourselves, why can't terrain systems be just as easy as the toys we build for toddlers? Well, as it turns out, they can. And we know this because
we've created them.
Each terrain tile is a 3x3 inch grid, giving you 9 square inches of playing surface. This also makes it one of the most affordable terrain systems on a cost per inch basis. There are 3 tile shapes: 3-inch squares, 3-inch equilateral triangles, and 3-inch by 1.5-inch rectangles for half walls. These 3 shapes are arranged in 3 different tile types: terrain and floors, walls and half walls, and roofs. You can get the full information for each tile design and type on our Kickstarter page, including the sets we intend to unlock with your help as we reach our stretch goals. Included in every set is a pack of reusable stickers with multiple window styles, multiple door styles, fireplaces, sewer grates, torches, rugs, and ramparts for turning half walls into ramparts. Magna Tiles are incredibly easy for game masters to use on the fly. They stack and stick compactly together. A stack of 10 tiles makes a 3x3x3 inch cube. Teardown takes almost no time at all. You'll find yourself saving time all over the place when you use Magna Tiles.
All well and good, Mithril, whatever your name is, but why should I trust you?
Good question, disembodied potential backer, high-pitched voice. Mithril Armory was launched amid the pandemic of 2020. We've since launched and successfully funded 5 Kickstarters in the tabletop RPG space and delivered successfully on each one. All of this during 2020. The year that will go down in infamy as possibly the worst one ever lived. We've done so well that Kickstarter gave us a gold star and named us a backer favorite because, and I quote, "We have a proven track record with our backers from past Kickstarter campaigns." Mithril Armory is a growing TTRPG accessories company only because of backers like you. We really do believe Magna Tiles are the easiest way to get terrain going on your table right away. Thank you, and if you love the idea for Magna Tiles, please don't forget to back our Kickstarter at magnatiles.com.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I told you guys we're coming back.
He so does that on purpose.
Yeah, it's so good.
I know. Oh man.
So you all are back now into the extra dimensional space. I'm going to say you are 20 minutes into your hour at this point. What do you all want to do? And 20 minutes, I'm going to say, into your pass without a trace, Gaziel.
Oh, perfect.
And my charm, too.
Yeah.
So, like, we got to get moving.
Your charm would be about half hour at this point.
Yeah. So we're following the invisible...
No, you guys are...
Cyra?
You found the X, you climbed the rope, you're in the extra dimensional space that exists now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. We need to get out of here because the guard is going to know that I charmed him. They think we're on vacation. Look at my hat.
Did we notice any other posters around town, Jay?
Only the one.
There was the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Snow, like I mentioned, that there are post boards at obvious spots. There's one in the square, there's one in front of Carl Buck's, and there's one in front of the Finagled Fin. And one in front of the inn. There's 4.
So if Plunk asks about that out loud, then I'll respond accordingly.
So okay. I'll turn to the folks and go, see posters?
Sorry, how does Snow know where the posters are, but the rest of us don't?
I know where the posting boards would be. I've been here before.
He's been here a number of times before, so he knows where the posting boards are.
Okay.
Yeah, I know where they are. I don't know much else about them, but I know their locations. So, okay. There are posting boards where people who are searching for help or where wanted posters would normally go, and they're around town. There was not just one poster.
At that point, we can bring up the map of Brokenbank that I created using Incarnate. Woo, Incarnate. All right. So you can see the numbers in the front. That in the middle, that only represents some of the areas. I didn't quite finish the legend, but I will upload it later. But you all came off the southeast end of that mountain. You came down that mountain through the jungle and trees, and then across the farmland. And then you notice that the homes became more and more modern or opulent, I should say, as it gets closer. Nothing super opulent. It's Brokenbank. Muddy streets. It's a village just past village status size, but not quite a town. One is the town center. Just southeast of that is where Carl Buck's is, more or less where you are now, kind of in that southeast area. To the right, number 3 is the Lucidian's Rest. Number 2, which is closer to the water, is the Finagled Fin. 4 is Blacksmith, and then there are a number of other shops, including, I mentioned this, the Scrollery, the Brothel, and the Apothecary. And again, don't forget, Snow, that the connection with Aldgame's Apothecary, Apothecary, and the connection with your sister there.
Snow, do you know of a way that we can get off this island quickly?
Well, there are ships around that we might be able to get passage on. However, we seem to have become infamous, and I don't know the safest way for us to go under those means. Normally, I would search amongst the revelry for support, but I don't believe they will help us. I do have some underworld connections that we might be able to make use of, but I don't know who to trust.
Given the reward, it might be quite expensive to buy a ship out of here.
That's right.
I'll hug on Cyra's arm if I'm assuming we know where she is within this tiny area, even though she is invisible. I'll try to reach over to her arm, kind of tug on her, and try to get mind link going.
Yeah.
And
you feel Plunk pull your invisible hair.
Sorry about that. I'm just thinking, if we don't want to be caught, or, perhaps we should go somehow around and remove these posters from town. I mean, that would limit the way people could find us or identify us, and we might be able to move more quickly.
Well, I get what you're saying, but don't you think that the guards would have at least have seen them enough now?
I mean, there's... Snow just mentioned there's only 4 places for the posts around the whole village. So, I mean, maybe, but I would just hate for them to identify us again.
Yeah.
And Alezo seems stupid. I mean, I transformed into one right before their eyes and they barely even noticed.
That was pretty cool. You did. But
thanks.
Do you think that we would have enough time to do that and then get out of here, or should we just get out of here?
Perhaps we move out of the town quickly, but I don't know. Maybe suggest it to the others.
It's worth a try. We could. I'll see what. Yeah. Let me see what everybody thinks. And I'll say to everybody, still invisible. I'm in the one little corner that is just the only unoccupied space.
Yeah.
in this tight quarters. So Plunk mentioned just taking down the posters, seeing as how we know there's only a few limited spots that they would have them up boarded.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop the guards from knowing our faces or the people who have seen the posters already.
I'm sure they've been up long enough to where they would be on the lookout, and especially after what happened today.
I think that we really need to just get out of here as quickly as possible, because once the guards realize that I duped them, they're going to be looking for me.
Oh, he's dead.
Well,
oh, yeah.
Yes.
So what do you think we should do? What time of day is it, Jason?
It's morning. You headed down the mountain kind of...
Oh, that's right. And
so it's the equivalent of, say, 8 a.m.
In the time remaining on our pass without a trace, would we be able to make it out of town if we left the portal right now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can make it out of town within, I'd say, 20 minutes.
Right.
It took you about half an hour 45 minutes to come down from the mountain to the spot that you were.
Perhaps we should use this time of stealth to make our way back to our camp and regroup.
Yeah.
Would it also be too much to use the rooftops to get there?
Well, I mean, it might make...
Just walk.
Right. I am concerned that if we are jumping roofs, we will make a ruckus and draw attention.
Yeah.
Good point.
Right,
so I guess the only option is to leave now with the stealth that we have.
Yeah.
I must tell you, I am very uncomfortable being in here because I cannot feel the floor, and it's very uncomfortable to feel like I'm just in a weird space with no floor.
Fly.
The sooner we get to solid ground in a place that isn't high up like this, the better I will feel. Do you understand?
No, I get it. And I hold up my ring, and I just realize the ringception, the spaceception that could happen, the possibility of that.
Yeah. Yeah, you could destroy the universe by jumping into your ring in an extra dimensional space. Yeah.
In an extra dimensional space.
Yeah.
While invisible.
Yeah. While
invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's run. Walk.
Stealthily.
Okay.
I think since they're not really looking for us, we might split up a little bit and then meet you back at camp.
I swear to God, if you go for hats again.
No, I've already got one. I only need one.
Why would you separate from us? What's the point of that?
Well, because they're not really after us yet, and if we get seen with you again, they will be after us.
But we could all move quietly if we're together.
Yes, or we could all move quietly, you guys and us, separately, and then we'll meet there.
What's your deal, Back? Come on. What's going on?
What? We're all on a poster. I don't want to be caught with you. There's no secret motive. I just don't want to be caught with you.
I understand, but we all have stealth right now, and you might as well walk with us while you can.
And listen, I can't force you to make any decision, but I will say right now, if you come back with so much as one more article of clothing, you don't have a say in the vote next time.
Yeah.
I assure you, I will only come back with less if anything changes, but no more.
I don't know. It might be a good thing if you did a little more shopping, get a little more coverage.
Don't encourage him.
Right.
Let's not split up. Let's not split up. Let's just stay together.
I think perhaps that's a good idea, but we should get started soon. Because
let's
we're just floating in a weird place. I can't hear anything other than you.
All right, give me stealth checks. Add 10 to those, please.
25.
35.
13.
13?
That's terrible.
I also have 13.
Okay.
I have 14.
Okay.
27.
Okay. Now, as you know, when you move quietly, when attempting to stealth, you move at half movement, which means that 45 minutes becomes an hour and a half to get back to your camp.
Right, but you said 20 minutes to get out of town.
45 minutes back to camp, so it'd be 40 minutes to get to the edge of camp.
Yep.
Edge of town, sorry. So you're right on the time. Okay. You start to make your way through. You do see Zalezo from time to time, but with that pass without a trace, it's amazing how people walk right past you, almost right near you, and they don't see you. And you manage to very, very accurately, strategically work your way and snake your way to the edge of town. You are now at the very edge of kind of where the buildings end and kind of the lesser, sort of more common cottages end, and you're at the edge of where the farmland hits. You can see the jungle ahead and then up the mountain. What do you do? And at this point, you feel that pass without a trace begin to fade.
Kind of passes without a trace.
Yeah, that weightlessness goes away, and you are back to your normal selves. And Cyra, you are now visible, and Bacalhau, you feel that tether snap.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'm gonna take off the hat and the shirt and put them in my bag.
Okay.
At this point, I don't know which is the disguise, with the hat or without it. I'm taking it off anyways.
Okay.
Stowing them away, and I'm back as like kind of part of the party.
Okay.
And can we pick up pace? Can we start, kind of jogging? Would everybody be up for that?
As long as we're not leaving a trail.
True.
Sorry.
But yes, we all very much stand out.
Who is leading the way to find the camp again?
Probably Snow. That's how we do things.
Oh yeah.
He is the only one with experience on this album.
That's true.
I could lead the way with Yanil.
Okay.
I could. Yeah.
And then who is covering the tracks?
I can do that.
Okay. So Bacalhau and Gaziel, if you guys can give me survival checks, please.
It's a 9.
Okay.
I rolled a 2
That's
plus
an
my
18
7.
for me.
18, Gaziel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're pretty confident with the way that you're covering the tracks behind you. At this point,
nobody knows where we're going, even us.
The muddy streets, the muddiness has kind of turned into dust and rock and thick jungle overgrowth. So it's actually quite easy to cover your tracks in this area, and you're finding a really great way to do that. Bacalhau, you think you know exactly where you left this camp as you head up into the jungle. You traverse probably about 20 minutes and haven't quite found it yet. And the rest of you know that by this time you probably should have found it. And you kind of see Bacalhau kind of like looking around and like, I knew it was here somewhere.
I think that when we left, we might have done too good of a job hiding it. Does this look like a good spot to make a new camp?
I mean, there's canopy, and it's fairly dense jungle foliage at this point. You're nearing kind of midway up one of the peaks.
We got plenty of bonfires.
Yeah, I think this would be a good spot for the new camp.
Quite agree.
That way,
and I cast bonfire.
Yeah, if they find the old camp, we won't be there.
All right. Okay, it's the equivalent of about noon by this point. No, it's not. What am I saying? It was only 9. So it's about 10, just after 10.
See, we were back before lunch.
Yeah, exactly. You all gather around this bonfire on the middle of the mountain, and what do you do?
In the daylight. Yeah. Any ideas as to getting off this island?
We need a plan of action for sure. I do not know that I can trust anybody in the underground, and so we may have to find our own way.
Well, are we confined to needing a ship?
This is an island.
Yes, but we got here without one.
We have our breathing bubbles as well still, I think.
Also, the way we got here was pretty terrible.
It was. It took forever.
Mm-hmm.
And we needed Jana to get us this far.
No, do not recommend.
Cyra, you're not wanted. You're not on the poster. Perhaps you could get a boat for us.
Perhaps you could even do shopping for us if you wanted. But
procure some disguises.
True. If I could, if there's any way for me, Jason, I know that as a Kalashtar, I stand out.
Yep.
So.
And you're also in opulent garb.
Yes. So.
Noble garb. Yeah.
I mean, I could.
What's that?
I was just gonna say, Cyra, you could wear Back's hat to cover up your beautiful clothing.
Wear it on top of your other hat.
Well, here's the thing. If I could very likely try to charter a ship for us. However, seeing as how we do stand out and that you all would have to board the ship at some time, I just don't know how we would be able to avoid.
Well, I think we can all stay underwater for up to an hour with our breathing bubbles.
How far could we travel within an hour, though? Not far enough to reach another island.
But far enough that Cyra could meet us with the ship.
Do we need to leave this island? Is this not on the way to our destination anyway?
Is our destination on the island?
Didn't we have to go north through the mountains I'm trying to remember the name of the place, but yeah, like we're basically in the correct land mass as far as I know, and then we have to.
We are.
Yeah, Yanil. So Yanil said that you're heading to the Serious Mountains.
Very serious.
That was a joke.
Which separate the Menagerie Coast from the Empire. And the way that you were going to go was through a gorge that had a gate that you were heading towards to cross into the Empire rather than kind of sticking around on the Menagerie Coast and heading up north and west.
So now we were talking about this on break. Are the Zalezo synonymous with the Clovis Concord?
Yeah, they're like,
because I think that was the disconnect for me, was I wasn't really connecting them as.
Yeah, so they have a shore guard. They're called shore wardens, which actually are like the mainland troops, and then the Zalezo are like their special forces of sorts. And the Zalezo are, Snow, because you're very familiar with the Menagerie Coast, that they're spread out in contingents and have kind of garrisons in each city.
Okay, but so Zalezo are part of the Clovis Concord, or Clovis Concord is part of the Zalezo?
Zalezo are part of the Clovis Concord. The Zalezo are the elite soldiers of the Clovis Concord.
Cool.
Well, perhaps if Plunk can disguise himself, perhaps the two of us can possibly see if we can charter a boat, see if they're able to charter one with no questions asked. And then maybe that's the way to go.
Captain Plunk.
We decided we don't need a boat. Didn't we decide we just need to walk around?
We just need to walk?
Snow, can you give me a history check, please?
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to picture in my head what's going on there. 12?
Okay. You know that Brokenbank is a little different from a government perspective. Most cities have a marquis, which run the city. They're considered like the mayor. Brokenbank doesn't. It has a portcaller who is still allied with the Clovis Concord, but not an officiant or leader of Brokenbank. And you're not quite sure why, you don't remember why, and you also can't remember what his name is, but you know that he's a portcaller, not a marquis. But he still commands Zalezo, and still has a Zalezo contingent here in Brokenbank.
Okay. Would I know that the best way, under the best circumstances, to get to our destination is by foot or by ship?
You can't get there by foot unless you can walk on the bottom of the ocean. You're on an island southwest of Nicodranus, and southeast
I thought we were on the
of
same
Port Damali. No,
you're
in an island that is off the coast of the Menagerie Coast,
right,
which is the first kind of touch point for people entering. It's the closest island to Darktoe, and the first island moving into the Menagerie Coast.
All right, so we're going to have to charter a ship or steal a ship.
Captain Plunk. And in my head, if Cyra's listening in, she's hearing, you can totally pick me. I'm the guy. I'm the captain. Just pick me. It'll be me. I'll do it. I'll be the captain.
Do you have that
Mr. J?
experience?
Yep.
Just looking back over the notes that I do take and don't refer to.
Yep.
You said that the Wayun gates are the only safe way to travel through the mountains.
Yeah, so the Wayun gates, I wouldn't say safe. They're the most direct path that everyone that is common or troops move through there. That you've been told that the Wayun gates travel are at the end of the Wayun Gorge and is the way to get into the Empire. In order to get into the Empire, you need papers. You can't just, it's like a border that separates the Empire from the Menagerie Coast. The rest of the border is mountainous, so there's all kinds of dangers and natural dangers that exist there as well. So that is the only consideration there. You didn't come through that way, Bacalhau, when you came from the Dynasty. You crossed through the Empire, and you found a way kind of through Copia Lake and down north of Port Damali to the west. Instead, there it is. Thank you, Julian. I was just about to ask you to find it. So you all can see Wayun Gorge there on the bottom right.
Uh-huh.
The gates are just north of that.
Where are we in?
You're in Brokenbank, right there on the bottom left.
Yes.
Yeah, that's quite a swim.
And you can see where Palmaflora is.
Was.
Well, Palmaflora still exists, but the resort part of it is no longer there. Then the Twinward Isles, which you were at, that's where you found the Oracle.
Yeah.
Then you can see Nicodranus, which is what your original path was. Port Zuna is another major city. And if we can head north a bit, Julian, we have Port Damali up there, which you have been to. And then there's the river, which heads up to a lake north of that, which is another way kind of around and through. But again, there's no gate, and it was more perilous.
So if the ship is to scale, we can swim.
Yeah, no, and the ship is not to scale. There we go, zooming out of it here. So you can see Copia Lake.
Yes.
So again, you can either go through the gate, or you can brave the mountains, or travel the river north through the lake and hope that there's a way through there, which again, Bacalhau, you did come that way, but you also don't know what the names of things are.
Yeah.
So you kind of like followed your nose and headed west.
Yeah, Snow and I could start a tour company.
Yeah.
But if we follow the river, we won't get lost, as opposed to trying to go through the mountains.
Yeah.
What about the port of Fiolin? Is that what that is? Yeah, Fiolin, just north of that river. Is it possible to go up that river? Like Nicodranus was supposedly the safer of the two ports that we were told we should go to.
Yeah.
But it's also just outside that gate, so it's probably super busy, and there's probably posters of us up there.
Yep.
Well, we should disguise, though. I think if we're going to take a ship, we're going to have to disguise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or pretend I said that in Snow's voice.
But that's a good idea, Dave. That Fiolin River, that it looks like it passes through the mountain to the Wayun Gates. Does it?
It goes into the mountains. You don't know if it passes through.
Okay.
It's probably runoff from the mountains.
Okay.
From the peaks, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the other river to the west, north of Port Damali, actually runs through the mountains, and that's the way that Bacalhau came south.
Right, to get Palmaflora. How would I even communicate that?
I suppose if we disguise ourselves and get counterfeit documents to allow us to get past, we could still go through the Wayun Gorge. However, I see you thinking there, Bacalhau.
Yes, I
hear you're thinking.
Coming through to the west of the mountains, when I came down to Palmaflora, I came down a river that was west of the mountains, and I wonder if we could possibly explore that route to get into the Empire. It's a bit further, but it might be safer to stay away from people.
How is the wildlife there? Is it more dangerous than the beaten path, would you say?
Well, I've seen some frightening turtles and kitties, my friend. So I think we'd be all right. I mean, okay, DM.
Yep.
Are there any crazy wild animals?
Give me a survival check, and that way. Dave, give me a survival check. Snow, you also know that the Clovis Concord specifically is the government on the Menagerie Coast. If you're able to pass through into the Empire, that is no longer the case. You're no longer wanted. You were wanted along the Menagerie Coast, which is west and south of the peaks of the mountains. So I'm not pushing you towards there. I'm just saying that you know that as long as you're on the Menagerie Coast,
we're in trouble.
Potentially.
Would we still require counterfeit documents to be able to pass that border?
Yes. You would need some way through.
So they would potentially have wanted posters of us along the border as well, just not only wanted on the Clovis side.
Yeah, you don't know at this point how far-reaching and how quickly word is spread, but you've been to cities where Revelry are wanted. You've seen many Wave Chaser crew wanted posters, but never pictures along with them. And that has gone up and up and up. I mean, the last time you saw a wanted poster for the Wave Chaser, it was $1,500 a head, 1,500 gold a head. Whether you want to share that or not, it's up to you, but you are part of that, but they don't know what you look like or what it was.
I'll let them know that apparently we're not as wanted as we thought. Because it was like 900 gold, I think, for everybody.
No, 900 a head.
Oh, per head? Oh,
yeah.
Still, not even close to 1,500. So, listen, we've got a way to go before we are truly desirable, but it is still dangerous for us to travel. Whatever we do, we must plan it out correctly and think it through. Do we want to take the wild way along the river, past the lake? Do we want to take the beaten path? If we do take the beaten path, I know people in the underground that should be able to make counterfeit documents for us. Again, I don't know how trustworthy they will be, but there is some honor among thieves. I suggest...
Will also want the money to bring us back if they know about us being wanted.
They're pretty expensive.
Do any of you know how to counterfeit? How to, I don't know, forge signatures or something along those lines?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Plunk?
Yeah.
You do?
You can forge signatures? You can make counterfeit documents?
Yeah.
We will need documents to get across the border, so we will need something that you can copy to get us across.
How long do you think that will take?
Depends. Actually, I'm not sure how long it might take. If you really spend the time, you can do something great in a few days. Yeah.
Do you think we have a few days?
I don't know how long we have. I mean, here's one thing I do know is that I could basically convince anyone that I am anyone. And if I could do that with my outside self, I could do it with a few documents. That's for sure.
You could. Perhaps you could. I mean, even if we have the time to forge one document and if you're able to disguise yourself, maybe that'll be enough if you're leading us through.
I'm up to it. I've already said, Captain Plunk.
A plunk. Do we know if that would work, Jay? Like, does everybody have to have their own document, or could one person lead a group through with a single document?
Yeah. So you haven't been into the Empire before, or even that far in. Right. Gaziel, you came into the Menagerie Coast from the Empire, but they're not quite as stringent when you're coming to the coast as you are going into the Empire. And as far as you know or remember, the Empire is embroiled in war with the dynasty, with the Kryn dynasty specifically. So it's a very tumultuous time east of the mountains, of the last that you heard word of that sort of thing. Bolt, you came some time ago, and you didn't come through the gates. But you imagine, Plunk, that through some of your connections and so on, that either you have to have some sort of business reason to pass northeast, whether it be merchants, something to sell, some sort of messenger, or representative of trade. So you could have a company of sorts that is covered, whose names are covered in a document that could get you passage through the gate, potentially.
So I turn to the crew and basically say, yeah, I can do it.
Well, I put my faith in you today, Plunk.
As do I.
Not alone. Need help. But can do.
So what we need are disguises and copies of papers so that we can make counterfeits. And a very good cover story so that they will allow us through.
Yeah. And a voice.
And we also still need a boat.
That's true. Now, the disguises may help us onto a boat. The papers may also help us onto a boat as well. I suggest finding some way to color my fur. If I am a different color, then perhaps they will not spot me so easily.
This seems like a very complicated plan.
It's a complicated situation.
Good plan.
Yes. I'm just unsure of how long this will take us, or if our wanted posters will be spreading to further places and...
Yeah. Disguises.
Bolt, do you continue your bonfire every time it goes out?
Well, I can start feeding it so that it will catch.
Okay.
So I'll set it up again and feed it.
Can I look back at the trail that we took to get up to this camp and just make sure that it looks like you can't see that 7 people walked up to this camp?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear that the trail is not evident.
Okay.
Gaziel did a good job of covering your trail.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
it is warm, tropical, Caribbean heat, more or less. And so, you're starting to get hungry at this point. It's nearing lunch. And you can use the fire now to cook, but you don't necessarily need it for heat. But you continue to
If the fire is being fed by more humid or damper wood, it's going to create black smoke. Can I smell if it's smoldering or anything like that?
Give me a survival check.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, 16.
With the 16, you imagine it's by the way that it sounds and the hissing, that it is creating smoke, but not the worst that it could be.
Okay.
No.
Yes. Go for it, friend.
Okay, I will tug on Cyra's arm again, establish mind link, or hopefully have her, and then basically say, here's what I'm thinking. So, I'll be Snow's eyes, while he, with all of the experience on the water, will be my voice. But I'll be disguised as the Plank King's young brother, trying to deliver a message over to the gates. And perhaps looking like royalty to the Clovis Concord. We might get across. The rest of us will have to hide.
What if... Okay, they could hide, or perhaps if, in me in my clothing and you in your disguise, what if we tell everybody that we have captured them and they have been wanted in our lands and we are taking them back to our prison?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. I don't quite remember. I'll be able to remember what an empire notable looks like. Oh yeah, I'll figure it out. We could do it.
If we both look official enough, I don't think anybody would challenge us on it.
Yeah, and I'll forge the documents. I can do it.
And perhaps even if you additionally forge a notice to go out that they've been captured.
Oh, Oh, that's...
And they are no longer wanted.
You've done this before.
No.
No. Oh, you're so good at it.
Stop. It's fine.
Okay, so do you mind if you just tell the others what we've...
Oh, right. I keep forgetting sometimes. Okay, yes. And I turn to everyone else. So here's what we propose. Plunk and I propose that I look official enough, and that Plunk will disguise himself as the brother of the Plank King. And he will forge a document that says, we have captured you from his kingdom, and that you belong to our jurisdiction, and that you are no longer wanted across any of the other lands, and all the ransom is now taken. And that, and forge documents for yourselves, and then we could all head out that way. And perhaps that way, even if they do recognize you, there's no reward left for them to be had, and then nobody would give a crap.
How will you distribute the notices?
Well, it would be an official, I guess, notice that would go out to... We can... how do you think... Turning to Plunk. Okay, yeah, but how do you... Do we just, hold a scroll up?
Yeah.
And blow a trumpet?
No,
how does this work?
Royalty. We just walk through with the right document, and we tell everyone, it's us. You don't question us, or we'll...
They've been captured. Yeah, you've been captured. I think it'll work.
Jay,
yep.
Do we know, first, if the Plank King has a brother, and secondly, would any of the revelry be welcome in the Empire?
Yeah. So, okay, sorry. So my understanding is the plan is this is the way to get a voyage on a ship, or is this the way to get
we're trying to cross the border to get in past the gate. And to that point, as an update, we can get documents in Nicodranas through my contacts there. It will cost us money, but it is another option. We can get some papers there for the right price.
Yeah.
And as much as I love the idea, I think we definitely we could pay money for those and save some time. And you could also perhaps forge your notices to let everybody know that we are no longer a threat because we have been killed or something. Sorry, and Jay, so what about like the Empire and the relationship with the revelry, and does the Plank King have a brother?
Yeah, so as far as you know, you don't know of any family that the Plank King has or doesn't have. He's never spoken about it. No one's ever talked about it. So you don't necessarily know of any family there. That's the first thing. The second thing is that the Plank King holds no sway over the Clovis Concord. So anywhere on the Menagerie Coast, he doesn't have any sort of... Like, his kingdom is Darktoe, and he's considered a villain anywhere else on the Menagerie Coast. In the Empire, they don't really care. The Empire is its own standalone, from what you understand, the Empire is its own standalone kingdom that has certain rules and regulations and laws, and so the Plank King doesn't have any sway there either.
So really, I just need to find someone of nobility or stature that I can look like, even passably as a relative. That's kind of my goal.
History check.
Yes, history check. 17.
Okay, so, I mean, I'll say this, because I don't want to spell it out. The Clovis Concord and anyone allied with the Clovis Concord is who has sway on the Menagerie Coast. They're the ones that manage the bounties. They're the ones that are managing the bounties on your head. Yeah. So anyone connected or affiliated with the Clovis Concord would be the ones that would have any sort of power or ability to do that. Obviously, a bounty hunter who is bringing them to somebody would also potentially, obviously, right? So if you were a bounty hunter of some sort, but then you'd have to turn them over to the Clovis Concord. So where is that and who is that and how does that work? Now, when you're entering the Empire, you don't necessarily have to be affiliated with the Empire. You just have to have a really good reason why you have to cross this gate into the Empire from the Menagerie Coast. And there's a variety of things that you could come up with as to why that would be. But as far as getting passage on a ship or getting through Brokenbank unseen and undetected or whatever, it would have to be something that would convince the Clovis Concord that they no longer need to collect them if you're not disguised, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
How do you guys want to do this?
How do you want to do this? Okay. So obviously we need to get a ship. We need to cross safely. We need to be able to get across the border into the Empire somehow safely. These are the main two things that we need to accomplish. So we can get papers in Nicodranus. We could have the papers forged. Plunkrawk could forge them. We can add the notices to say that we've been killed or something, so that we're no longer being looked for, hopefully. But either way, I think we need our disguises. So this is all pretty much stuff that I'll just kind of relay as Snow, but just to kind of...
We could say that we've been appointed by the Empire as cartographers that have to survey the land and must pass through here.
Yeah. We could also, sorry, just thinking out loud here, we could also just have a few of us actually get onto a ship and sneak the others on as stowaways, right? So that way we don't have to actually convince everyone that everyone is there, right? That makes it a lot harder if we have to make sure everyone can get onto the ship. If we could just get a few of us onto a ship and then stow away the others, that'd be great. But I don't think there's any doubt we do have to get around the Clovis Concord and into the Empire via those gates.
Yeah, so first things first, maybe we get a ship to Nicodranus and go from there, or are we okay landing in Nicodranus?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. There's a huge chance of lots of eyes there. It's still part of the Clovis land, as far as I know.
I still think a smaller port might be a bit better, but
yeah, it's
I don't know.
safer.
It's like, do you blend in with a lot of people, or are you more likely to get noticed?
I think there's less chance of us finding the things we need to get to where we need to go if there's less people. Like, less populated areas have generally less resources.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking it's probably best if we have more access to resources to get done what we need to do than less.
Yes, we also need to keep in mind we don't have a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and anybody that knows who we are, they're going to charge probably more than what we have. And even now, I don't know if we have enough to charter something legitimately. But, I mean, it's worth a try.
I like the Nicodranus side of things better than the other stuff.
So, should we take a vote?
Yeah.
Everyone for Nicodranus, hands up.
Yeah.
Okay, how many of you have your hands up? Just say something.
Yeah.
Aye.
Right.
Yes, I think all of us.
All right.
Aye.
What do you think, Yanil? I'm going to just ask Yanil what she thinks.
Yes.
The quietest of us and quietest.
Yes, let us ask the Oracle while we have an Oracle.
We are trying to get her to, that's why we're going there. So,
As I've mentioned before, much has changed in 400 years. 4 centuries of rulers and governments come and gone. This world is no longer familiar to me. Its technology and advancements is no longer something that I've seen. in all these years, and it sounds like it makes sense. If we are in danger on the Menagerie Coast, then perhaps in the Empire, eyes won't be on us as much. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I believe once we get closer to the mountains, perhaps I may hear my cohort clearer and gain some more knowledge, but at this point, I don't know much.
I know I love you.
Yeah.
Let me be.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Look at this face. Sorry.
Wow.
I'm still
That was
there.
an amazing impression.
All right. So you've decided that you're heading to Nicodranus. You're going to take the Wayun Gate, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. What have you decided about how to get off the island?
Captain Plunk.
Captain Plunk. And I will charter a boat.
New favorite cereal mascot.
Captain Plunk.
You put the milk in first, and then
Captain Plunk cereal.
Yeah. Yeah, and every time you bite into one of the marshmallow bits, it makes a sound.
There you go.
There's no marshmallows in Captain Crunch.
there's berries sometimes.
Oh yeah, crunch berries.
Crunch berries. Oh man, it's making me hungry. So we need a ship that Plunk will captain, and I guess it'll be a smaller vessel that's still able to make the trip.
Yeah, Snow, you know that trip, you'd need something bigger than a caravel. You need a sailing ship to cross that ocean. A caravel would only be good enough to go like closer to the mainland, sort of along the coast. I sent you some knowledge, Brandon.
Right.
In chat.
Okay, so the knowledge that has bubbled up from within, we may do best by posing as bounty hunters collecting on the party. And there may be a connection with the portcaller being not an official Clovis Concord member to turn the party over. If I understand, I think that's what was intended. Yeah. Okay. So,
and whether you want to share that with the party or not, but these are all realizations based on your history check.
Yeah. I would share everything with the party. There's nothing to hide at this point. So that's what I say. Essentially, if we pose as someone is a bounty hunter looking to turn in this party, but go to the portcaller because this person is not officially a Clovis Concord member, they might be more apt to get us closer to our end goal. Now, this portcaller is here in this town?
Yes. He is it is run by the portcaller.
And the portcaller is who we would talk to about getting passage?
Well, he manages. He's the last say. So,
all right. So perhaps we talk to this portcaller and see what strings they can pull on our behalf. And it'll be dangerous, of course. We really need to have a good plan, and I am not 100% confident yet. What are your thoughts?
Well, we've accomplished a lot more for a lot less thought out ideas.
It's true. We should just run in.
Best plan so far.
Just look at what we've been able to do.
In that we do actually have a plan this time.
Yeah.
Right. And the best laid plans in D&D oft and always go awry.
What could possibly go
I
wrong?
say let's just do it. Let's just go.
All right. Then
Sounds
perhaps
good to me.
some of us should be shackled and the others will be bounty hunters.
Yeah.
But can
I'll
we
be a hunter. I don't feel like being shackled again.
shackled in case they need to be released from them?
Not very well shackled. I don't have shackles. I don't know if anybody else has shackles, but
Perhaps Bolt can build us a rope that can easily be released on tugging, like one of those trick ties.
That is genius.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to start working on it right away.
I'm not sure that we're going to fool sailors with a trick knot.
No.
Not with that attitude.
You're right, Bacalhau.
Back the
Perhaps
downer.
you should put on a different hat, and then maybe that will distract them.
Yeah.
But I borrow your hat.
This is a headpiece, thank you, and no.
Oh. Well, I don't want her piece.
Why are you giggling? I don't understand the joke.
What's the plan?
I am still not 100% confident with going in there as prisoners because I think the Concord is just going to be like, oh no, just leave them in our custody.
No.
Yes.
We would have to convince them with the paperwork.
We are a very convincing group of people. We have convinced people of other things. Quite not worthy of convincing, but we've done it anyway.
You're right.
So...
We should just go and do the thing.
Yes.
Right.
Paper?
All right.
Talk to the port caller.
Port collar. Yeah.
Hopefully with breakaway ropes around our wrists.
Bolt on it.
All right. So the plan is to create some sort of slip knot, easy pull free that looks convincing enough to look like you are actually tied up.
Yeah.
Prisoners,
and I will
correct?
also suggest that we will all look as though we've been charmed or something. We pretend that we are charmed, so as not to try to escape. Something along those lines.
Okay. And who is posing? Who's going through with it? Who's posing as a bounty hunter? I need a clear, concise plan.
Well, I will definitely disguise as a Celezo higher up if I've ever seen one, Jay. Like
Now you have. Yep.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So you want to be a Zalezo captain.
Yep.
Who is accompanying them?
Yep.
Okay. So who's the bounty hunter? I'm sorry, I'm confused. Are you doing the bounty hunter route or are you doing a Zalezo route?
Oh well, or bounty hunter, whatever is more appropriate for.
Well, Plunk, why don't you be the Celezo captain? Cyra, you be the bounty hunter, and just come up with a story that Cyra brought to you, and then you're ensuring that they get delivered to the correct authorities in Nicodranus, and so we need some official documentation for who you are and the transfer, and hopefully that'll be enough to get us passage on a ship without extra charge, and yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So Cyra is the bounty hunter. Plunk is a captain a captain with the Zalezo.
Yep.
Okay. And when I say captain, it's not a ship captain.
No.
It's
like
a
captain of the guard.
yeah, of rank within the okay. All right. And what do you want to look like, Punk? Other than obviously to look like what they look like, but race, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'll be just because I have to limit it to a foot taller. I'm going to be an elf.
Okay.
And I just want to look as pompous a Clovis Concord dude as possible.
Okay.
And then I want a handkerchief around my throat with some blood showing.
Okay.
That'll be part of the disguise.
Okay.
And hence my inability to talk out loud to anyone else. So Cyra will do all the talking.
Okay. All right. And Cyra, you are going to go as is, but you're posing as a bounty hunter who has collected them.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And you said there's forging of documents?
An official document that says they have been captured and
need to
are
be
no
transported to
longer.
Nicodranus.
Yes.
Okay, and who is this document from? Help me out, folks.
Yeah, so
You know,
we're going
the
to
higher up guy. or a girl?
Try to determine.
We lost Jason.
Mr. Stephen Clovis, head of the Clovis Concord.
Yes. Clovis Clovington.
Clovis Presley.
Who it is. You know him. Okay, we would obviously have some understanding of the Clovis Concord of some sort, right? Who is
their hierarchy?
Yeah. So you know that you killed the lieutenant commander.
Yeah.
You know that you saw a higher ranking official here. And you've seen Zalezo through your travels, the soldiers just walking the streets of cities. Yeah. So you don't necessarily know what their rank hierarchy is, but you know what one of the higher ones look like. You know what the lieutenant commander looked like that you killed on the ship. So you have a general, like to actually create yourself to make you look like a high-ranking Zalezo, that's easy.
Yeah.
You're just going to play a bounty hunter, that's easy. I just need to know if you have documents, who these documents necessarily would be from. I mean, you're following a bounty, and the bounty is basically somebody sees a wanted poster, they go find the person, and then they say, hey, here they are, give me my money, and then there's a trade thing. So I'm not sure, unless you want to be, I'm not sure where documents fit in, so let me know.
Can it be an official notice of capture?
Wouldn't having them be official notice of capture?
Well, no, because
Cyra's there to collect the bounty.
They want them up on the. I want them up on the walls. Like, forget these dudes.
Right.
They don't matter anymore. Go about your day. There's no money. Money's gone. I have it.
Right.
Cyra, you collect the bounty, and that's why you're with the captain. And the captain wants to take us to Nicodranus.
Yeah, that's the excuse right there. It's as simple as you are the bounty hunter, you captured them, I'm the guy who's confirming it, and all I'm going to have to do is nod yes that I'm taking them back to Nicodranus.
Good.
Yeah, you could just hold up a wanted poster saying this is what I'm here for.
Oh, there you go.
And you have the wanted poster.
Bacalhau. Bolts had it, right?
Bacalhau picked it up, right?
Yeah. Bacalhau had it.
Bacalhau has the wanted poster.
Yeah.
Okay, so your plan is to find the portcaller, present the wanted poster, say I am collecting this bounty.
Yeah.
And this captain is doing what? Plunk?
Bringing them back to Nicodranus where they need to be.
Okay. All right.
Wait, hold on. Before we start this, sorry, one last thing. Do I need some sort
D&D, folks, y'all, D&D.
Do I need some sort of official documentation that says Cyra's alias ... bounty hunter? Like, do I need a badge? Do I need a thing that says I am a bounty hunter?
No, I mean anyone who captures somebody who brings them before the person that asked for them can collect the bounty.
Yeah.
Now you can make up some sort of story of what your company is and try and bring some official, I've captured this person and that person and that person and I'm renowned. You've never heard of me? Like, you can do that sort of thing if you want as vibrato to add, but that's up to you in your performance and how you want to portray yourself.
Yeah, the Mandalorian has his helmet and you have yours.
That's right.
Yes.
Cyra fed.
Right. Okay. All right.
Solid plan, guys. Solid
okay,
plan.
So for starters, let's work on this rope trick. Bolt, give me a sleight of hand check. I don't know, unless you have some other means to create this as an artificer.
Nope.
Okay, so give me a sleight of hand check to see if you can come up with a kind of trick knot.
8.
Okay. It takes a while. You're at it for at least a good hour. Lunch is come and gone. You guys have had lunch as you're discussing your plan and so on. Finally, after an hour, you think you've come up with something that looks like it's kind of tied up and that could be pulled fairly easy, but it's going to take a decent tug to come apart. The rest of you think it's convincing enough.
Cool.
Okay? All right.
I like that.
Snow, knowing Brokenbank, you know that you could take the portcaller has a residence that is very well guarded. There's also, but oftentimes he is at the garrison, which on the map of Brokenbank is in the northeast corner, right on the bay. And it is kind of surrounded by a small sort of moat. You can see that up top. And that's where they keep prisoners, and that's where the Zalezo is held up. But that is where the portcaller spends most of his time. But then he has a very well-guarded, walled kind of residence on the east end of town as well.
Where would he do his official business?
Well, he would spend most of his day between the garrison and then traveling the town in a number of different places. But he would have an office in the garrison.
I see.
Oh well, he would be he because he's a portcaller. He does have a residence which doubles as a like city hall kind of scenario where people would come to. But you know, it's give or take whether or not he maybe spends a third of his day there. The rest of the time he's visiting the docks, he's walking the town, he's visiting the garrison.
We're in the afternoon now. Any educated guess on which direction to head first?
History check.
It's a natural 1.
Yeah. You absolutely think he's probably at the garrison.
Oh, cool. All right. Definitely at the garrison. We should start at the garrison. That's a perfect place to start. Except that we're all wanted criminals and we would be going to the prison first. Well, should we go?
No.
But this sounds like right now, what?
That was the least convincing natural 1 performance of all time, Brandon.
Well, if I know that this is a prison.
That's why it's called a natural 1.
You're right.
You all feel like Snow is
mind.
absolutely convinced that the garrison is the best idea.
Okay.
100%.
Well, he knows that he's there at least, right?
I turn to Snow and go, turning us in?
Well, the check was to see if he knew where he was. So he's convinced that he's there, not that we should go there.
Yeah.
Right? He's definitely there. He'll be home later. We should go to his home later, but he'll actually be at the garrison later.
You think he's at the garrison. By the time you make it back into town, you remember very clearly that between this time and this time, every day, he's at the garrison.
He's definitely at the garrison. I'm sure that's where he is.
Whether you all believe him or not is up to you.
That seems dumb.
Yeah, why would we be, if they're prisoners, why would we be taking them to a prison and saying, yeah, but we're not leaving them here?
Should we go over the plan one more time here? Just to nail it down.
There are other places he will be. He's not going to sleep there. But I kind of see where you're coming from. It might be the place to collect the bounty if you wanted money. It's 900 gold per. You could collect and then transport. You know,
But
I'll
if
shut
we
up now.
If we collect, wouldn't they expect us to leave them with him?
The captain will vouch for what our fate will be in Nicodranus, but not here. No? All right. That's fine. I've talked enough.
At this point, Gaziel, can you make a perception check, please?
Sure, I can make a perception check. I got a 9.
Yeah. With a 9, just to the left, outside of camp, you hear a branch snap. As if stepped on underfoot. And that's where we're going to end the session.
No!
For this evening. You guys.
So close.
This is
just kidding, guys. You talked for 30 minutes, but now you're gonna die.
This is one of those sessions where all DMs across the world feel my pain.
Listen, admittedly, we're not the best planners. This is. You've given us so many puzzles, and we're like,
it's great. It's great. It's great.
We're good at other
classic
things.
D&D.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's gonna happen.
Oh,
next.
it's so good.
This is
Hilarious.
so dumb. It's real dumb. Real.
What can go wrong, guys? It's fine.
We're gonna do a draw for Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Yay!
Who?
Distract us from our impeding doom.
I'm just gonna say what I think I heard from the other room through walls. Thenafenzor?
Flender.
Fedefenzor, you are the winner. Tasha's Cauldron of Everything for your D&D periods. Congratulations. You will be sent the information that you need, the code to download it. If you already have it, you can share it with a friend and enjoy all of that. Thank you, everyone, for watching tonight. If you liked what you saw, please consider following and subscribing to join our Discord roleplay server, which again interacts with the live stream and affects it in awesome and crazy ways. Also, if you're watching the VOD after the fact, make sure that you subscribe and that you hit that little bell icon to be notified when we go live again. People have been going back in time and watching our old seasons of Order of Dragonsbane, Sentinels of the Storm. We're getting lots of like comments and things on it. So I'm still uploading Sentinels. Dragonsbane is all up there now. You guys can watch how we struggle through technical stuff then, even. But tonight was great. No crashes, no nothing. Some glitchiness from Dave, but we're all good.
Crash. It was different, though.
What's that?
There was a crash. It was just very different.
Yeah, well.
Crash.
Plants crashing. Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll see how this goes in the coming week. Tomorrow night, behind the screen with myself, we'll talk about this whole process of coming up with a plan. I remember that I had a friend tell me, I think it was Jeff Chen actually, Dave, who told me that they spent 4 hours once deciding how to get into a camp and attack a camp. So this was actually pretty good, guys. Considering
I had a plan once.
It was only 40 minutes. What was that? Oh yeah, Brandon, you told me this.
Yeah, that was in Tiamat, and we took a very long time to come up with this plan, which essentially just meant we're gonna climb down a rope into camp.
Yeah, well, this plan just means you guys are just gonna turn yourselves in. It's great. All right,
you wouldn't expect it.
Tomorrow night, like I said, behind the screen, you guys can ask me all kinds of questions about what was going through my mind for the last 40 minutes. And then on Thursday night, you can tune in with Joel Auge when he tells you about how long it took them to come up with said plan.
Yeah.
And how he thinks it's going to turn out, which is going to be great.
I'm going to plan what to say exactly.
And he's going to do it all in song for the whole hour, is what he told me. So the entire hour. Check out Magna Tiles from Myth Roll Armory. The preview page is up. You can check it out at, what's the link? What?
Magnatiles.com.
Magnatiles.com is where you can check it. Love you guys. Have a great week. Happy New Year, everyone. And we will see you on Monday. Bye.